the school, no chairs, no books, no computers,
Nigeria.
no but you just see a beautiful structure outside. Some of them don't even have teachers to properly handle the amount of students that they have, and that's where we find ourselves.
And that's why I always say it's not about free education. It's more about quality education. Because at the end of the day, it affects us Nigerians. It affects the children because they have bad education when they were little. They find it hard to adjust when they get to other like higher institutions like the university, because you do not have the background. The foundation has been quite poor. So when you get to university, you find it hard, and then report comes out and says, "Oh, our youth are unemployable. Our graduates are unemployable." It starts from little things such as this one. I mean, I know it's government property, and most of the time we don't, especially in this country, we don't manage government institutions properly. And it's a sad one, but it's something that the government should look into. The only reason why this other 470 something schools could have been operating in the first place is because we have bad, quality wise, we have bad government owned schools. If the quality was high, if we had children go there and do well for themselves.
You remember back, I think that was before the Civil War. I think a lot of students used to preferably go to the federal college.
Yes.
Federal government colleges in Nigeria. And back then, I think if you consider the standard of education, the quality of education back then in those government schools, it was quite high.
And we had fewer schools though.
Yeah, at the time.
Fewer institutions then.
And we had a lot of kids who went to school and came out really smart and bright. So I'm wondering what actually happened to the schools over time. I mean, we've seen the decrease, like the enormous decrease in quality, standard of teachers, conducive environment, and then the willingness to learn as well. So I think it's a very big problem, and then it's something that we should really take our time to address, else it will affect us in the nearest future.
And then I talked about Lagos when we started earlier on, where I talked about the school that collapsed. The collapsing of that school actually forced the government to take some drastic steps. Many other states have also tried to see how they can sanitize the education system and look at the private sector. Ogun State is another one, has also tried to improve on the standards to match the UNESCO standard that was given with regards to starting a secondary school or primary school. And for Lagos State, then they discovered that to put the public schools in the state to bring them up to standard would require spending over 69 billion naira. So then the big question was, so what have you been doing? What have they been doing all those years where you had other people, running the affairs in the country? And yes, you could want to laugh at it, but that's the truth. And then they had their own processes. They had to come up with new guidelines before you can establish a school. Some people say you just buy a land, get a name, register it, get your teachers, quality teachers. Then your building should be, by the Ministry of Lands and Survey, should be authenticated, and then school uniforms. But those are the little things that people and they're ensuring that, okay, all of these things are in place before you can start. You have your books. But the public schools is what we're asking now. For me, when are we going to see a report on the public schools in Rivers State, and what will be the plans in trying to ensure that if they aren't up to standard, they are brought up to standard? That's one. Now, for this list that we've had, and then that we have now rather, and the number of schools that we have seen to have been stopped from operated, who issued them the license in the first place? Who allowed them to operate in the first place? That's also a question we need to ask. Shouldn't the investigations go beyond now just the schools that you have found, but also going back to see who was in charge? Like I also said, the 7-story building that collapsed in GRA, we're still waiting. I know the governor gave orders to arrest some people and do some things and somewhat. I don't know if those orders have been obeyed, if the people who were in charge, who did this from ministry or from wherever have answered to their errors, or they faced any form of punishment. We don't know. I don't have that information yet. But we're still waiting to hear something. And now we're looking at schools, and we're almost seeing the same circle. I'm only wondering the next sector we might want to look at and what we'll find again, and what would be done to salvage the situation. So let's hear from you now. We just heard the report that was submitted by the Committee for the Accreditation and Approval of Private Schools. It was set up by the governor of Rivers State, and they did their homework and came out with a total of 2,511 schools that applied for accreditation. Among those, they say 1,415 schools were fully accredited. So 1,000, but that's a fair number, though. The fact that we have over 1,000 people amongst the 2,000 means that there are some very good people out there who try to do things properly. The chairman of the committee also, while he was handing over the report, disclosed that 659 schools were granted interim accreditation. So we don't know how much lifespan that interim accreditation would last. What's the lifespan? Are you going to keep checking on them to see that they improve? And if they don't improve, eventually you close them down. Then 400, this is the one that's shocking, 437 schools were denied operational approval. So how have they been operating? And those are the questions that we're asking. Let's get to the phone lines now and let's hear what you have to say. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, Andrew.
Mascot, welcome.
This is DK.
No, DK, go ahead.
And Wells.
Yeah. Good afternoon, DK.
Go ahead, DK.
Yeah. You see, you asked a very good question in the course of your analysis about the state of public schools. Is that not even where government should have even started? Because if you don't start from government schools to see the condition of the schools, it amounts to trying to remove a peg in another person's eye. Why you have not removed yours? If it is not easier for state government to put public school in order, why do you think that it should be easy for the private schools? All the same, even the numbers that have registered, it's just the tip of iceberg. There are quite so many that have not registered for the fear that they might not meet up the standard. So, you see, the problem of education in Nigeria goes far beyond that sector alone. That is why I always say that Nigerian problem should be treated holistically. Because as far as the rich do not have their children in public school, not much attention will be given to those public schools. Because they are also the ones in position to regulate the activities, the condition, the standard of these schools. Yet they have their children in private schools. And most times not even in the country. So they are just giving, not enough attention to it. And it will continue like that.
Okay.
Because you see, Nigeria is a society that runs on two parallel lines. One for the poor, one for the rich. And most of the time when we complain about Nigeria, we are just complaining about the Nigeria of the poor. The one for the rich, they don't even know all these things we are talking about. Their children are there. Because most of these public schools owned by government don't even have toilet. They don't have urinary. And many other facilities, as you have already mentioned. So you don't start from there, but you only want to check the one of a private school. So how can you accomplish that? That is the situation. It's a very, very unfortunate one.
Thank you very much. Hello, Today95.1 FM.
Hello, Andrew.
You're welcome, Lawson.
Greetings. Bolu,
Yeah,
you should be working in some catering company now. The other day, I was listening to you in the evening, the delicacy that Bolu, you surprised me. I wasn't expecting that from you.
Really?
That kind nice.
Thank you. It's not easy.
Well done. I didn't know that you have, when you said, you know these things, I thought you were joking, but by the time you finish, I say, yes, you truly know these things. Greetings, anyway. The government is doing well. These private schools are the problem. A lot of people, when they look at government schools, they don't understand. When you talk of qualified teachers, it is only in government schools you can find them. NC holders, BEd holders, BSc, Ed holders. They are all in government schools. And government schools, the talk of facilities, the way it is in education, we structured along cognitive, affective, and psychomotor domain. What about most of these private schools? You can't talk of psychomotor because they don't have any space. They just 3 blocks, 4 block classroom. School has started. Forgetting that psychomotor is also very important. So what we are saying is that in those days, when we talk of the public schools, the schools that were serving as private schools were the unity schools. If you are not in the government-owned schools, the next place, the unity schools were now rated higher than these other public schools. That was how it was until these private schools now started coming in one after the other. When they started coming, standard was high somehow. But now, it is so you cannot. How can you approve a school where even the head of the school doesn't have education? How? You understand? Most of them are HND holders. Most of them are PSC holders, BTech holders. Heading a school. How can you approve such schools? So most times, I don't know, a school, no playground, nothing. And then you are approving such schools. The teachers, most of them are school certificate holders. Because they cannot pay, you understand, teachers with NCE, BS, and BSES. They can't pay. So they look for all, I'm telling you, you'll be shocked, Andrew. If you go and you see them well-dressed, everything, go and look at their qualification. Most of them, HND holders, school certificate holders, teaching in schools. And then you say such schools, the public schools, the only thing I can tell you that the public schools lack is supervision. Supervision, proper supervision. If not, when they build these schools they have everything. There may be maintenance. But when you talk of qualified teachers, you understand, you can find them mainly in government-owned schools, public schools. That's where they are. These private schools don't have qualified teachers.
Okay.
And you talk of schools, you have to start with teachers. So I like what the government is doing. Check them, look at them, and dismiss the ones that you think do not have quality.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, something valid he raised would be, truthfully, the quality of teachers. But then, for the fact that we have the ones that have quality teachers, yes. Mm-hmm. But then, quality teachers alone do not make up the requirements to run a school. All right. What about the environment? And many government schools too, public schools, don't have that. Are we going to, disqualify those ones and then seize them for being operational as well? Because the committee is only targeted at private schools. That would simply mean perhaps the public schools are functioning optimally and are of good standards. But whereas we know that we might have quality teachers in some schools, but then you have like 200 students in one classroom.
Oh, I think for an accreditation, I don't think it's just quality
exactly,
of teachers
it's beyond all of those.
At, yeah.
And there were complaints of chalk. You remember when when the government announced the free education thing, and then we also began to realize that some stipends were being paid by students for uniform. So perhaps uniforms aren't being provided enough for some of these schools, or the uniforms that are provided are not enough. Talked about books, talked about chalks and markers that they need to use to write that are not available, and then the maintenance of the environment, and it goes on and on and on. So yeah, for what we're looking at now is even those private schools that have now been banned from operating for the moment until perhaps they go back and upgrade their standards. How did they even get to operate in the beginning? That's like the major question now.
How did they get the government approval?
How did they get the approval the first time and started operating? Or are we running a government or a system where nobody checks anything? I could just wake up now, buy a land and build a school start.
I think
and settle local tax force people perhaps.
I think what this committee should do is any school that doesn't meet up with their accreditation and is for sure government approved, they should probably check who had issued out that approval for these schools, and they should also make sure that the appropriate punishment or disciplinary actions will be taken.
Or maybe at the time the person approved the school, the standards have not gotten to what it is now.
What?
Maybe. Hello, Today95.1fm. Good afternoon.
Hello, Andrew.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Well, Tambolu, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my name is Ahunsi Chima, and I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Okay.
Yes, Andrew, I think what the government are doing is a very good one on how to improve our standard of education. But my misgiving is the government are trying to promote the law in another one's eye without, first of all, looking at themselves. The essence, the reason have not been addressed. If government has made a public school very, very good, then you can tell me that no person, if there's a standard in public school, I will tell you that nobody will go and build school without meeting all the standards. It can never happen. Or go and look at the government school. For example, the school in Rumodogo community. You understand? When you go there, it doesn't even work to be a school. where the children cannot be, carry care. So then they came with this little our local chair to go to. Then you tell me that if that a private school where the standards might be low, maybe it's not meeting up to the government required standard, and people should. I think what the government is doing is good, but the government should first of make a public school whereby when you go there to learn, you can agree that yes, you actually went to school, not to start with hunting people that are not in their political party, and you are telling me that you are going ahead to checkmate the standard of. Can't you make a public school in River State very, very good? You understand? When the public school is okay, people will not even want to go and patronize any private school that does not meet up the standard.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Here's the point. And then I think another thing we should also look at is this: the fact that they have decided to stop some of these private schools from operating, over 400 of them. The kids who have been attending those schools. It now brings us to the timing. Wouldn't it have been fair if perhaps the committee or the government had waited, because schools are already about to vacate, to allow them finish the term, vacate, and then carry out this exercise, perhaps, or maybe give them a time to say, okay, let's allow you to finish your exams. You are not up to standard. We're closing you down. But just know that after this term, like, because of the sake of the students that are in the school, who have paid school fees and spent monies and blah, 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 they should at least finish, and then parents will begin to know how to make plans. This is almost like, December is just like next week. Next week?
My take on that will be, if they say because of the school fees, I was hoping that
the school will refund the money.
Refund the money, yes. Because honestly, you can't
the
say
the small one you have learned, think of.
But
you can't say a school is not up to standard, and then you say for the sake of the kids that you're teaching things, or probably teaching in an environment that is not conducive and basically doesn't even allow what they want to learn to even enter their head properly. And you say because of those kids, let's allow you to finish. I mean, it's quite conflicting for me. I feel what you would do is shut down the school, refund the money so that these parents can send their children to better schools until
do they have the money? Okay, look at the ones that met standards. We don't know them because their names were not given. Perhaps in details of that report, their names would be there. Now, you would not ask how many people would be able to afford the monies to pay the fees there. All right. So for these people who have already paid fees in this 400 and something that have now been asked to stop operating, what happened to their children? They go and sit at home. If that is how we don't. For now, we're saying this hypothetically because we don't know whether the committee decided to tell them, yes, you are not up to standard and we are ceasing your operation, but then let's allow these kids finish their exams or finish the term or whatever, and then that by January or after the December break, that your school is no longer existing. So parents will begin to plan for their kids to go to a new school. Hello, Today95.1 FM. Good afternoon. All right, we'll spot those calls. All right, you could send us a WhatsApp message. It is 0701 933 9962. 0701 933 9962. That's the WhatsApp portal. You can call us and tell us what you think on this new development. 081700000951. Hello.
Okay, good day. My name is Sunday.
Go ahead, Sunday.
Government action on this private schools is not in the right direction at all. Because if you look at the government schools, they don't have enough classroom. What have it? And they don't have enough chairs. Most of these modern government schools, you can hardly see chairs. The chairs you see there, most of them are so bad. And even the toilets, the government toilet is always under lock. Teachers will complain that government has stopped them collecting more money or the other, to fix a whole lot of facilities there. So their boreholes are not running, and the generator has gotten bad. They can't pump water, and the children find it difficult. Some of these children defecate at the backyard, in these modern primary schools. And so these are a whole lot of challenges. Besides, the population too has increased. the population of students has increased, and there's no government school that can accommodate a whole lot of them. Okay? And by government action too, the few private schools that are allowed to operate, they will take advantage of that and hike their school fees. So it means that a whole lot of children will not be able to go to school. So I want to pray that government should think about it. Because in the so-called private schools, they have closed down. The teachers there are actually graduates. A whole lot of them are graduates from UST, from close education, and a whole lot. So they cannot be said to be quacks, okay? They are qualified teachers.
Okay.
And, government should consider it.
Thank you very much. All right, consider the children in the private schools. And that's also one of the major concerns that we have, that we're raising now. Hello to the 95.1 FM.
Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, to the 95.1 FM. What's your name, please?
I'm Ekine by name.
Okay, go ahead.
My contribution is that if the government schools are equipped with the high class of teachers and all the rest, the government workers should send their children down there. I forgot about the civilian schools, all those condemned schools. And let's be living that way.
So are you saying that if the government schools are fully operational and working perfectly, we shouldn't bother about even authenticating the standards practiced in private schools?
The government workers. The owner of those private schools are government workers. We're not be deceiving ourselves.
I don't think all private schools are owned by government workers. Some of them are owned by individuals, private individuals who feel they have the funds. Some of them are driven by the need to, give quality education to young kids. Some of them are driven by the need to own an investment. Others for monetary reasons. You never could tell, different reasons. So not just government workers own private schools. Hello to the 95.1 FM.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
You're welcome. Good afternoon.
This is Emmanuel, calling from Port Harcourt.
Okay, Emmanuel, go ahead.
For government shutting down some private schools that does not meet up standards, I think that what government is actually doing is those that is the other one that they say it meet up their standards means they have paid a huge amount of money because government is none of that.
Please, they did not say that. They did not say that. That's not what it means.
No, either they say that or not, that is government for you.
No, that is not government for us.
Okay.
Yes.
But if that is the case, they say that those schools do not meet up standard, they should. Okay, it's okay like that. But from government school in my community, if you read that, there is nothing to write home about, and they are still pressurizing other schools to meet up standards. The government should also make sure their school meet up standard. The public school should also meet up standard for a conducive environment and learning skills for the students.
Okay.
Because I remember when I was in school, I didn't enjoy anything like government stuff in my school chairs. I do bring chair from my home. I do use my book as a fan. Sometimes I do stand up. Sometimes I sat on the floor. Sometimes I even buy dog chalk. Sometimes we hire teachers. And with this school, they are government school. We hire teachers to come and teach us. So government should also do the same to themselves. So thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Hello to the 95.1 FM.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Sela West. I'm calling from
Okay, Sela West, go ahead.
My greatest problem is some of these schools. I think government approved the school before they took off. Because the one at the back of my window is short. Well, if I tell you the kind of noise I normally had from the children, very big. They call it Montessori ball.
They call it what?
They don't have Montessori now. That's this Montessori school now. That is an international standard now.
Okay. Go ahead.
They don't have enough land to operate. They are even approaching me for them to buy my property. So how did government approve when you want to put out this kind of gigantic project? You don't have enough land. You came and planted school in the midst of community. The kind of noise the children generate is a kind of nuisance for we living here. So government is part of the problem. When you want to side school, go to have a vast land you go to Umagwa, all those areas, you can buy a vast land, build a school.
So would you also consider the proximity to where the school is and where people are living? That's it. Inciting a school, that's one of the key things you look at as well.
You don't put school in a living environment.
What's that one? I think his complaint now is the noise generated. Yes, you do not locate a school completely in the middle of a residential area. But then again, you also have to look at proximity, and that's why we talked about the Ministry of Land and Urban Planning and Survey. Because you have to go to them, and then they would also tell you, okay, this is what you can get. This is a good
enough location.
Yeah, for what you want to do. Hello, Today95.1 FM.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, go ahead.
Our government of all levels, that is federal and local government, they lack advisors. Yeah, and it's so sad. How do you create more problems in the name of solving problems? You don't do like that. The worst private school is better than the best government school.
No,
That's in your own estimation, yeah.
So say certificate, what certificate? Anybody can buy certificate. Some of them cannot even just copy. When they are wrong, we are correcting them. They will flog you. So
Hello.
I get me now.
Can you take that again, please? We didn't get you there.
It will cost more on unemployment. After all, it is education in Nigeria. Just learn how to read and write. You don't want a scam. So government don't have alternative. You are stopping importation of food. There's no food in the country.
How did we get to importation of food and no food in the country? I understand the point you're making. Thank you, though, for your contribution. I think his point is, now that you close those over 400 and something schools, it means the people who also work there will be affected. That would create unemployment because all of those people now will be out of jobs. And then there is no other place for them to go.
So basically, they shouldn't close it down.
Maybe that's what he's saying. I was just trying to make a point. So the fact that the kids will be out of school, the workers will be out of job, does that mean that the wrong thing should be allowed to prevail? No, that's just another thing.
Maybe the schools should just improve on their educational.
That's exactly.
And everything. They don't have to try to meet the standard.
Completely taking away license from them.
They just stop them from operating.
If you rebrand your school and become better, right? If you rebrand the school and you become better, I feel you will be reaccredited and then probably allowed or granted approval again.
But at that time, they would have probably lost most of their students. I mean, most of the students.
I mean, there are lots of great students
but
around.
But look from a businessman's angle.
No. There are lots of children around. Lots of them. If you open a school today, you will most definitely get people that will be admitted into your school. So that's not even a problem. Right. It's like a market that never goes out of business.
Gentlemen and lady, we have to wrap things up here. Thank you very much. But this is where we end things for today's edition of Today's Hustle. We have to go for the news update. It's been
Wealth Wilson.
Buluwat's Affair.
And my name is Ifeemi Andrew. Have a beautiful afternoon. Stay tuned.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM. Port Harcourt. News update.
Good afternoon. Here is the news update on Today 95.1 FM. I am Ifeemi Andrew. And the paramount ruler of Rumosi community in Obiakwa local government area of Rivers State is Royal Highness Eze John Owoti. has urged residents to remain calm in the face of provocation by youths from Ogbakri community in Emoha local government. Eze Owoze, in an interview with our correspondent, said the body of late Charity Ohaka, whose remains was found in a well in Rumusi, has been handed over to the police. The paramount ruler assured that security agencies have been mandated to bring perpetrators of the act to book.
Such incident happened yesterday, but I was not aware. They called me. This was happened in my domain, in Rumusi community. I was so shocked. So I've called the youths and the others, CDC. Everybody should be kind. I also informed the police, the authority. They come to the domain. Inform them that's what's going on in my community. They responded to. We called police. They came and took the disease to mortuary. Everybody that living in Rumusi community and the strangers and the indigenous of the community, everybody should come home to continue their business of the day. So peace have come. You don't have any problem with anybody. The disease, I am speaking, I don't know him, I don't know her. So I said I condone my condolence to the family. It's happened. So everybody should come down. Or peace have to reign.
Our correspondent reports that residents of the compound where the incident happened have deserted for fear of arrest by the police. Youths in Rumusi community in Obiakwa local government area of Rivers State withheld the corpse of a middle-aged woman identified as Charity Ohaka, who was found killed in the community. The youths withheld the corpse of Charity after her kids and kin from Ogbakri and Emoha local government of Rivers State caused the destruction of cars and properties over the death of the woman in Rumusi community. And the people of Engeni Kingdom in Aoda West local government area of Rivers State have continued to decry the lack of proper care for flood victims in the area. A resident of the community, Walso Karbo, who spoke to our correspondent Sandra Kenneth, said they have been neglected by government at all levels, adding that the flood has continued to destroy properties in the area and have left them stranded. Karbo, who also lamented that Engeni people have been sidelined over many years with little developmental projects, appealed to the paramount ruler to remain apolitical. And the River State government has come under criticism over bad spots on major roads and the non-availability of alternative routes in areas where flyovers are being constructed. Chairman of the River State Civil Society Organization, NFR George Will, who made this known to newsmen in Port Harcourt, advised the governor to adopt international best practice by removing bad vehicles from affected roads. George Will, however, urged state government to go beyond empathizing with Rivers people by providing alternative routes in the areas where flyovers are being constructed, which he said is being delayed. He also stressed that the deplorable state of Ungbolo axis of the East-West Road should be fixed by the state government, as he said Rivers people are the main beneficiaries of the road. And the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, has said that Nigeria will develop technology for rail lines construction in the next 10 years. Amechi said this, with this level of infrastructure being put in place in the rail sector of the economy by the federal government, the country stands the chance of developing technology which can be used for construction of its own rail lines without any foreign intervention in the next 10 years. The Minister of Transportation, in an interview with newsmen in Abuja, noted that the Ministry of Transportation would ensure a systemic transfer and localization of rail technology to qualified Nigerian engineers by the major contractor China's Civil Engineering Construction Corporation handling the construction of railways in the country. Amechi reiterated that the federal government has just awarded a contract worth $500 million to CCECC to supply rolling stocks, build locomotive and wagon factories in the country, which he said would facilitate and boost the eventual transfer and localization of technology. The minister explained that the proposed transportation university by the federal government in Daura, Katsina State would produce transport experts that would be able to create rail technology and maintain the rail lines in the country. And on the foreign scene, Bulgars have broken into one of Europe's largest treasure collections, the Green Vault, in the German city of Dresden. German Daily Bild says that thieves are alleged to have grabbed diamonds and other jewels worth millions of euros. German media say the thieves apparently broke into the museum through a small gap created. Dresden Prime Minister Michael Kretschmer condemned the act, adding that only were the state art collections buckled, but the people of Saxony too. The thieves are, however, said to be on the run. And that's it on the news update for the hour. Thank you for your time, and bye-bye for now.
Sunshine or rain, through every terrain.
Everywhere I turn, it's football, football. There's your fairy tale.
So why not join in the action? Intrigues, excitement, and fun.
Just doesn't get better than this.
Many stars have continued to shine with every ace, every race, every break, and every other sports there is.
Incredible stuff.
On today's Sports Live, reaching you from your premium news, talk and sports radio station, Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt.
That sounds like so much fun.
Weekdays after the news at 3. It's interactive, it's engaging, and don't forget, your voice is priority.
You know, there are a few areas that define a man, like sports.
I think we can live with that.
Hello, my name is Kanu Wanko, aka Papilo. For the latest and trending sports stories, always listen to Today Sports Live on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt.
A very good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Today's Sports Live, reaching you from the studios of your premium news, talk and sports radio station, Today 95.1 FM. It is the Monday edition of Today's Sports Live, and my name is Dorcas Koki, your anchor on the show this afternoon. And joining me in the studio to do justice to the stories are the guys. I do have Chidubem and Joko, the CGN in sport. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, make no mistakes. The Chief Justice of Sport is in the building, and we are here to do a lot of justice to so many stories that happened over the weekend. Packed weekend, full of enough activities, big talkers. I mean, the MPFL with away wins. I mean, it's been glory days all together over the weekend, and we are here to do justice to them.
So you're saying here is your court, Abby?
Definitely.
But that's going to look for your court. We also do have Emeka Dena here with us in the show. I've been asking him what is his own name.
No, he's the chief judge. You know, I'm the chief justice.
Emeka Dena.
He's the chief
Welcome
judge.
to the show.
Emeka Dena used to be Emeka Nadal those days, but let's leave it at Emeka Dena. You know. Good afternoon, the Sports Diva. Always a pleasure to be here. Lots of action over the weekend. The Super Sand Eagles flattered to deceive. We thought they were going to, at least bow out.
In your heart of hearts,
bow out with a little bit of pride, but somehow it's looking like they will lose all the 3 matches.
If they win Brazil, that was not pride.
Win who?
If they win Brazil.
Win who? Win the world champions that even beat Portugal that beat you. Portugal that beat you 10-1. Brazil beat them 9-7 yesterday.
No 2 games are the same now. No 2 games are the same.
Don't even talk about it. Don't talk about it.
We also do have the Superman in sport, Wisdom Movie now. We also have a good afternoon and welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Dorcas.
Good afternoon to you all. Then on the show this menu we have boxing. This one everywhere during the weekend it was there. Tyson Fury says he will screw Deontay Wilder when they meet in 2020. And Nigeria's beach soccer, Emeka said that earlier, they tried all they could but were beaten by Oman, ensuring that the final game against Brazil counts for nothing. And also in the MPFL match day 5, the took center stage on Sunday with Rivers United securing their first away win of the season, even as Aqua Starlets' away win against Rangers ensured the end of Benedict Ugu's stay as manager of the side. And also the Super Eagles players dominate the CAF award released at the weekend. And in Europe, the leading club of the major leagues all secure maximum points as Jose Mourinho tested his first managerial duty in many months. The show is packaged to be interactive, so we encourage you to be part of it by hitting us on any of our interactive platform. For WhatsApp, the number to text us is 0701 933 9962. I take that one again, 0701 933 9962. Or you can tweet at us at TodayFM951 or at Sports Diva. We also have Wisdom in the building, which you can also tweet at him. His handle is at what Wisdom _OB, right? If I'm not wrong. Yeah, that's it. You can tweet us on any of that platform and we will be reading your thoughts live on the show.
My name is Gianni Infantino, FIFA president. For the best of sports, always listen to Today Sports Live on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt.
All right, let's get the show started from boxing, where Tyson Fury insists he will school Deontay Wilder when the pair meet at the second time in February. The WBC champion ensured his passage to a rematch with Fury remains unscattered by beating Luis Ortiz in the 7th round at Madison Square Garden. Not Madison Square Garden, that is the MGM Grand in Las Vegas on Sunday morning, early in the hours of Sunday morning. It was a frankly devastating finish from Wilder, who barely landed a single punch and was trailing 6-0 in the scorecards before he unleashed a monstrous right hand which sealed the deal. The American has been lauded following his win, with many labeling him to be the most dangerous man on the planet. Fury isn't surprised by Wilder's display and has taken to Twitter to share his thoughts. Quoting him now on Twitter, he said, "Wilder has nothing more than a puncher's chance versus me. I'm going to school him even more than the first fight." That is Tyson Fury talking. These people, all they do is talk. But Emeka, Deontay Wilder defeated Luis Ortiz. Is Fury the man to stop the Bros bomber?
I don't think so. Tyson Fury escaped defeat by whiskers, by God's grace, by miracle. The first time they met in December 2018. So I don't think he will be the man to stop him. Even if that will happen, it will also is to take the judge's decision. He's not one of the best knockout artists out there. He rarely wins by knockout, as a matter of fact. The last fight against Otto Wallin, unheralded, it took him 12 rounds to get that one. Many believe Otto Wallin would have won that one due to the heavy cut on Tyson Fury's eye on the night. But be that as it may, the man we're talking about has improved after that fight against Tyson Fury the last time. He went the distance. He knocked Tyson Fury down twice, in the 9th and in the last round. And eventually, a lot of people questioned, his ability to go the distance and all that. So many believe Tyson Fury would have won that one. But he don't knock a man down twice, and still not, at least a draw. In spite of the fact that, yes, it appeared Fury dominated, the scorecards and all that. But come on, thereafter, what happened? Dominic Breazeale came calling, was destroyed in the first round. Luis Ortiz yesterday morning, the second time they are fighting, the first time ended in a 10th round knockout. Yesterday it was a 7th round knockout. Just one punch. You lead me for 6 rounds, and one punch you've gone to sleep. That's the man for you. It doesn't matter what happens. He was asked, why did you what was playing in your head when this man was leading you? Knowing fully well that if the match ended in 12 rounds, he will win. He said, he's not after the points. He knows he was aiming for his big right hand, and that's his greatest weapon. He got it, and I think if he eventually comes up against Tyson Fury come February next year, it will go the way of Deontay Wilder this time.
But Chidubem, do you see Wilder unifying the division? Do you see that happening anytime soon?
I think the person that will unify the division is Tyson Fury, and that's because I think Tyson Fury will beat Deontay Wilder when they meet in February. And my reasons are quite straightforward. The first time they met, Tyson Fury was just returning from a 2.5-year break, so to speak, and he came back.
But let's not forget, he fought twice before the Deontay Wilder rematch.
Well, he did fight 2 unprofessional fights. Really, two fights that I could have gone into the ring and beat the people he fought against. But honestly, I think Deontay Wilder, my biggest fear for him is he only relies on that right hand. Yes, it's the trademark of boxers that usually have fire punches. Their biggest strength is usually that fire punch, and it works for you most of the times. And for Deontay Wilder, it has worked for him 40 out of 42 times. That's mad success, if you ask me. And coming against the Tyson Fury, who has shown me tenacity. That's what I pick from him. The man does not give up easily. We've seen it twice against Deontay Wilder in that first bout. He was supposed to have lost that game by any standards. If it was anybody else, I'm sure that game would have been done and dusted in the 9th round. But somehow he managed to escape getting beat in 2 rounds. And come on, he came back against what's his name again? Otto Wallin. He practically had no business continuing that bout. In fact, there were major questions to why the referee had to let that one continue after that gash to his eye. And somehow he still dug deep and managed to hold on to win that one. So I'm thinking against Deontay Wilder, all he needs to do, he's got experiential knowledge already of what that right hand can cause him. So all he needs to do is the stamina. He's a big man. He's 6'9". He weighs bigger, heavier than Deontay Wilder as well. So he has the stamina. I think he can.
It doesn't matter.
No, I think it matters.
Luis Ortiz weighed heavier than Luis Ortiz than Wilder yesterday.
Luis Ortiz lost weight, and I questioned the decision to lose weight. But that's another kettle of fish, really. I think Tyson Fury can't be able to withstand it. He can't evade it. Maybe not evade it totally, because that hand will definitely come. If it comes just once in 12 rounds, then I think Tyson Fury will get the better of him.
But wisdom, is it that Deontay Wilder hasn't met his match yet? Because looking at the fact that he's not really clinical when it comes to fighting, but with that power punch from his right hand, he can demolish anybody. Is it that he hasn't met that person to knock him out?
Well, clearly, if he had met the person already, then definitely would have talked about him now having one knockout against him. But it's clear the man looks like the man of the moment. Anthony Joshua has gone behind the scene now until he recovers those belts from Andy Ruiz Jr. That is, if he does, and you even look at Andy Ruiz Jr. Let's just believe, or let's put the permutations. If he beats Anthony Joshua, will Andy Ruiz Jr. does he look like the man that will stop a Deontay Wilder? So I think he has not met his match. With all due respect to Tyson Fury, he came up against Deontay Wilder, and we saw how that one panned out. Deontay Wilder dropped him down twice. I mean, you don't do that against a man you want to stop.
But it's too though.
If there are possibilities,
it's about dropping me off.
No.
Fury himself admitted that it was a miracle. He didn't know how he got up. He didn't know how he got up. And who says it will happen again?
No, it's part of his own attribute. It's part of his own talent.
No, it was a miracle.
He went down.
He was a miracle. He admitted it.
Why the miracle for every other person?
You don't go down because
it has happened twice.
No, you don't
go walking out of him.
If the first one was a miracle, what did you say about Otowale?
You don't go down. You don't just go down twice, 3 times or something just because you feel like going down. Okay. Something dropped you down because you know that you're dropping out of the canvas.
That's God. That's God in action. That was God in action then. He admitted it. You understand?
Are you doing wisdom? Okay, let's go over to beach soccer, when Nigeria's Super Sand Eagles have crashed out of the 2019 FIFA World Cup after losing their second game of the tournament 6-5 against Oman on Sunday night. But their performance against Oman was better than their first game, which they lost 10-1 against Portugal. The Super Sand Eagles wanted to get a win against Oman in their second game, which could have given them a chance ahead of their last match against Brazil. The first period of the encounter ended 2-2, but Oman led 2-1 after the end of the second period before sealing the victory with a 2-2 scoreline after the third period. The Audu Ejo-led side will face Brazil in their final group game at the FIFA showpiece in what will be a ceremonial game for Nigeria. Chudibe.
Just say in what will be a basket of goals for Nigeria. We
don't know yet, so please, we don't know yet. But the Super Sand Eagles are out. Are you by any means surprised?
No, I'm not by one pinch. No pinch of surprise for me, really. When you face world number 1, world number 2, world number 18, come on, which chance you get now? It's practically impossible to do anything.
Besides, what did you even give to the team going to Paraguay?
Exactly.
What did you give to them?
We brought players.
You are playing against teams that have beach soccer league.
Exactly.
Teams that train on the sound every day of their life. You understand? No, you gather these boys from MPFS size 2 weeks to the tournament and want them to go and do magic there. It doesn't work that way.
They even tried against Oman to keep it 6-5. I said that doggedness. They were trying to just see if they can struggle out something and just see if a win could come out of that one. But it was just plain poor preparation, and it just led to the poor performance they had. But I think against Brazil, man, that's even another kettle of fish, really. But the surprises, I can't be surprised. Not with this kind of performance, and of course the kind of opponents they met. Maybe if we were in a group like Senegal's that had the likes of Belarus and UAE, Russia, those are lightweights when it comes to beach soccer. But for the group we were in, that was like it was suicidal. When I saw the draws, no hope.
But Abu Aziz told us that. I mean, they can do it. I mean, they are confident.
They needed to psych themselves up for this particular tournament. But wisdom going forward, how would you suggest we grow beach soccer in the country?
Well, I sat down to think about this after I didn't actually watch it. After I saw the results that we had lost that game against Oman, and I was thinking, people are saying we should start up beach soccer leagues. I don't think it's the right thing for now because we've not been able to manage Nigeria Professional Football League.
Okay.
What's the wisdom in starting a beach soccer league? Maybe that would have 10, 15 or 20 teams. So I think tournaments, that should be the best way forward. Let us organize cup competitions for beach soccer here in Nigeria. Yes, we have the Copa Lagos. I think we can do more. Maybe for indigenous clubs now. That's the way to start before we get to the level of starting off with getting leagues and all that.
The likes of Kebbi States are doing fantastic in beach soccer.
Yeah.
The Badagry Bridge, they're also utilizing it over there in Lagos for beach soccer tournaments.
If we can start off maybe an Eastern tournament, Western tournament, Southern, something like that. But the idea of the league is not the best way. Then we need to start looking for ways to categorize our players. You don't just have players who play for the MPFL as beach soccer players. It's not the same. It's not the same field of play. Make no mistake about it. You see these guys from other parts of the world take these overhead kicks from almost middle of the pitch or the field now, and it's in the back of the net. We can't put out the same skills because we don't train at the same level. They do this beach thing week in, week out.
Exactly.
We do the MPFL.
Portugal, their equalizer was straight from a corner kick.
I tell you.
Their equalizer against Nigeria was straight from a corner kick. We scored first. We lost 10-1. So their equalizer was straight from a corner kick.
Clearly. So they not manipulate this.
It's a 5-a-side tournament, isn't it? Even the beach soccer, it's not 5-a-side.
No. That's what I'm saying. So
if we are taking our footballers from the MPFL to go play, they think it's normal 5-a-side.
No, the difference is clear.
That's Sunday.
So, looking at it, that okay, you said league is not going to be the right call for this.
Nigeria. We've not done well with the Nigeria Professional Football. Let's tell ourselves the truth. The MPFL is not there yet. We can't measure up with. I can call 5 leagues in Africa that we are not yet at the same
15,
level.
Not even 5.
So in time, if you start up a beach soccer league now, we don't give it attention. What's the point? Is it just to start a league and you're not giving it the right attention it requires? It will not grow. We'll just end up joking and playing.
But you didn't have a different federation of your own. That's
no, they're under the
same way they're under FIFA.
Oh, okay. But if you ask me, I still do think that if they are a different federation, if they are under NFF, but they are still a different body altogether.
No, the NFF runs it. The NFF runs beach soccer in the country. I still do think
the league is going to be the best thing that is going to work for beach soccer here in the country. But let's leave that. Let's go to the MPFL.
You have no wisdom said there. In Igbo we say, you're not done with wrestling that is just mere play. Then you're going to fight that will lead to death. You're not done with the MPFL. The MPFL is not where it's supposed to be. You understand? We are crying every day. So postponements, no sponsors, what have you. The league is not there. Referees are beating every day. So many things going wrong. We have to fix the one who play on the field of on grass first. Before we even talk of having the expertise to run beach soccer league. The players in the MPFL are the ones also playing beach soccer. Yeah. So how is it going to work? If you're playing the league, when are you going to play it? I'll play MPFL game, I'll go and do beach soccer at the same time. Yeah, how is it going to work? Gospel Aigudia is there. Abu Aziz plays MPFL. Gospel Aigudia for Aqua United plays MPFL. So how is it going to work?
Okay, then with that, let's go head straight to the NPFL, where Plateau United, Rivers United, and newly promoted Aqua Starlets recorded vital away victories in match day 5 of the 2019-2020 NPFL, still relinquishing at their first league win after beating Ifan Yoba FC 1-0 on match day 4 in Uyo. Aqua Starlets traveled to Enugu to create a major upset. Rangers, who have been struggling this season with just 1 win from 4 matches and occupying an embarrassing position on the league table. Meanwhile, the coach of the side, Benedict Ugu, was fired, not even reportedly, he was fired, with Silvanus Okpala in line to replace him. Let's serve you full results of games played in the MPFL, where Kano Pillars played out a goalless draw with Wiki Tourist at home. Delta Force lost at home to Plateau United 3-1. Ifan Yoba and Lobish Stars shared the spoils in a barren draw. Atlant FC, their first win of the league season, defeated Jigawa Golden Stars 1-0. Warri Wolves lost at home to Rivers United, which is also their first win of the season. Rangers International lost at home to Aqua Starlets 2-0. Eyimba defeated Adamawa United 2-0. Abia Warriors 1, MFM 1, Aqua United 1, Nasarawa United 1, Katsina United 2, Sunshine Stars 2. Emeka Rivers United gets all 3 points in Warri. How impressed are you with that?
Very impressed. Very, very impressed. they eventually won for the first time against Rangers here in Port Harcourt. Followed that up, I was listening to Eguma earlier today. He said, after getting that win against Rangers, they decided not to come back empty-handed from Warri, and they gave it their all. Got that goal, Stephen got paired with the goal, and they were able to hold on tenaciously until the end of the encounter. All 3 points belonging to them. Good one for the team. I think that's what the fans want. Get to win games even at home and try to get something away from home. Now, here's the thing: they didn't lose to Kano Pillars on match day one. They got a point there. Now they won away from home. That's 4 points on the road. Yes, they dropped points here in Port Harcourt against Heartland, but those 4 points can count for you going forward. They come back on match day 6 here, play Abia Warriors, get all 3 points. That will be 11 points for the team, and they will be somewhere amongst the top 5 or 6 teams on the table, depending on what happens in the other games right there. Very, very impressive win for Eguma's men. They should sustain the momentum. We don't want a situation where they will come back now and drop points at home.
I do think that's going to be the problem if they will continue to have this consistency, because over time they haven't been able to get that. But wisdom, Rangers have been poor this season. But is Silvanus Okpala the right man for the job?
If you ask me personally, I don't think so. They brought in an ex-player now, talking about Benedict Ugu, to also take over take charge of the team, and we've seen how it worked out. And Silvanus Okpala, how much of an experience does he have with the MPFL? What is the success level too he has recorded for a big team like Rangers, who are on the continent and also doing their business here in the league? I think they should have gone for someone else that is maybe someone with better experience or maybe more successes when it comes to the Nigeria Professional Football League. Kennedy Bubuye is somewhere around. Who says if you bring him in, he might not turn the fortunes around? So I don't think Silvanus Okpala is the right man for the job. And he came out earlier today, I think, in a chat with a particular radio station, that he has not heard anything yet officially. But he's waiting. Whenever he hears anything, then he would move over if possible. But for now, he's just keeping his fingers crossed. So I think maybe if there's still an opportunity to get someone else, I'm not a Rangers fan, but I think they would need someone who has that name. They've tried an ex-player, Yes, we've seen it in other parts of the world. Pep Guardiola was an ex-player of Barcelona, took over the job. Some people too were saying, can he do anything with this team? He went on to succeed. Some players too have recorded some success. Zidane too did so with Real Madrid at some point. But I think Silvanus Okpala at this time, Benedict Ugu did not work. Who says is Silvanus coming to take over a team he knows nothing about, that he will succeed? We are already in the season. They're already on the continent. I would have advised that they get someone who is tactically sound, has the experience when it comes to the continent and even in the MPFL to get them the results.
If I ask you, who is that person? I
just mentioned Kennedy Bubuye as an example.
See, the sports diva, Okpala knows Rangers inside out. He was a former player of that club. It's not the first time he's coaching Rangers, as a matter of fact. Okay. When Imama was sacked, they brought in Abu as a stopgap. It didn't work. Agbo was sinking the club. They fired him and brought Silvanus Okpala to save the situation, and eventually, made sure they didn't go down that season before they hired Ogumbote to take over from him. This is a man who has cut his teeth at the national team with Stephen Keshi. He was Stephen Keshi's assistant most of the period that Keshi was coach of the Super Eagles. Even when the NFF hierarchy, had issues with him, they don't want him to continue in that role. Keshi insisted that he has to work with Quicksilver. I don't know what he brings to the table, but if Keshi insisted that, come on, it must be this man, otherwise I'm not working, then there should be something about him. I don't know, but come on. Yes, he has not been with any club in the country for some time now, after the situation with Rangers the other time. Perhaps he's experienced with the club, and he's a man that is a club legend, as a matter of fact. He's a club legend in Rangers. I think the boys will want to, at least for now, the problem with Rangers now is just let them, come up a bit, escape relegation. Yep. They have not been relegated before in the top flight since the league started in the 70s. It's a massive club. They wouldn't want to go down. One of the most successful clubs on the domestic scene. So, the way things are going, back to back defeats, 3 defeats in a row, and Rangers are struggling right now. They need someone that can at least stabilize things at the moment. And for me, I think Okpala might just be the man in the meantime. Yeah.
Chidibim, Plateau United. Are they your favorite? Are they clear favorites now for the title this season?
I think we'll keep asking these questions every other week.
No, we have to. We have to be clear. Yeah, we have to be very clear about this because they are impressive. They've been impressive.
Well, they have. But I know in the English Premier League, for instance, there used to be a time where Arsenal would top the table until match day 10, and somehow they finished the season 4th. So I don't think it's done and dusted yet. 38 games to be played. This is just the 5th game. Plateau United doing so well, no doubt. You can't take it away from them. The coach, the less we say about him, the better. Very experienced. He knows what he's doing with any club he goes to. Has a particular style, something that is very rare when it comes to the MPFL. And he plays good football. He doesn't just play good football, he wins as well. So Plateau United, I think they'll do quite well this season. I don't know how far they are going to go, because I think at some point the quality in the side will tell. They are bereft of quality, at least compared to some other big teams. The Eyimba specifically, look at what Eyimba has got when it comes to player quality, and I just shake my head when I look at other teams, because their bench, it puts fears down the spines of these other teams. You come to think of the players that sit on the bench of Eyimba every other week. Sometimes you see Martin Sule on the bench. I mean, players like Austin Oladapo on the bench, and you just begin to wonder, these are players that will surely into any other team in the MPFL. And I think Plateau United, by virtue of the kind of coach they have, yes, I think they'll finish perhaps in continental spots, first 3, but winning the league, I think is too early.
All right, with that, let's head to the camp of the Super Eagles, where at the weekend, the Confederation of African Football shortlisted Nigeria's Ojo Nigalo, Victor Osimhen, and Wilfred Ndidi for the 2019 Men's Footballer of the Year award. The trio were nominated alongside Mohamed Salah of Egypt, Senegal's Sadio Mane, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang of Gabon, and 24 others in a list released by CAF on Sunday. In the Women's Player of the Year category, 3-time winners Shola and fellow compatriot Uche Nakano were nominated. Also, Super Falcons goalkeeper Chidimma Nadozie, Chiamaka Inadozie, who was impressive at the 2019 Women's World Cup in France, secured the spot in the list alongside 6 others. Nigeria's forward Samuel Chukwueze and Osimhen were shortlisted for African Youth Player of the Year. Former Falcons coach Thomas Deneby was nominated for Women's Coach of the Year, as was Eagles coach Genotro in the men's category. Nigeria will battle Algeria, Madagascar, Senegal, and Tunisia in the African Men's National Team of the Year category. Nigeria were also nominated for African Women's National Team of the Year alongside Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Kenya, South Africa, and Zambia. CAF said the 28th edition of the annual Football Awards will take place on January 7th, 2020 in Egypt.
What shall it profit a man if you get 1 million nominations and win nothing?
Do we stand a chance in any of these categories?
Well, as long as you're nominated, probably it looks like you have a chance. But the truth is, to be real with ourselves, we don't stand a chance in some of them, especially when it comes to the best footballer in Africa for the male category. I don't think we stand any chance there. You look at the players. Yes, it's been a fine season for Nigerian players now from the past. Just outgone season, and even the new one that just started now. We've seen our players, the likes of Osimhen, getting results, Moses Simon. But the question you ask yourself, at what clubs now? What level of teams are they getting these results? Look at Sadio Mane, he gets the result for Liverpool. You look at Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, gets the results for Arsenal. But our players now, Moses Simon gets the results for Nantes. You look at the quality of teams we find ourselves. Alex Iwobi looks like our biggest player right there in England. Him and Wilfred Ndidi. You look at the clubs they're playing for. Leicester is having a fairy tale run, but they were not like this last season. Let's not forget, it's for a calendar year. But I think for the young players, that category, yes, we have the likes of Ashraf Hakimi, who I feel have even done better, better than some of our players. He has done a lot for his team, for his club. But Samuel Chukwueze, if you want to go by the ratings and rankings of FIFA, I think maybe he stands a chance. Okay. Victor Osimhen too might stand a chance. Let's not forget, these votings are going to be done by human beings. Sentiments might come in. They might just look at what Osimhen, maybe what he has done for Lille the past few games, the goals he has racked in for the side, and they might just consider picking him ahead of the likes of Ashraf Hakimi. But generally, let's just focus our attentions on the female category. Even for the Coach of the Year award, we did not win the Nations Cup. You can't skip the person who won the Nations Cup, skip the second position and come to the bronze medalist. Now talking about Genotro. So maybe we should just keep our eyes with the best female player of the year. Maybe we have a chance there, as much as the case of Thomas Deneby coming out as the best female coach of the year since we took the Alcon. So
the Alcon was not this year.
That's
the Alcon was actually last year.
It was even last year.
It's for 2019. It's not over a 2-year period. It's for a calendar year period from January till now. No, at the end of the day, the World Cup took place this year for the women. That will count. Cameroon and Nigeria go to the second round, but I think Cameroon did better than Nigeria at the second at the World Cup right there. I mean, we got there, but our destiny was never in our hands. In fact, we needed, when Cameroon won, we needed another team to lose so we could even qualify and all that. For the female player of the year, personally, I will give it to the Cameroon player, Ajaran Chu. The girl has been magnificent for both club and country. She's doing it week in, week out. And remember, she was one of her goals was nominated for the goal of the year, the Puskas Award. At the end of the day, she didn't get that one. But come on, she has been very fantastic. You saw the goal that guaranteed them second round passage to the round of 16. In fact, she even had the goal disallowed, rightly so, anyways, against England in the round of 16 game at the World Cup. Brilliant player anytime, any day. And for this is a Nations Cup year. For the player of the year, young player, whatever, I think performance at the Nations Cup this year will count a whole lot. Chukwueze did well. For Nigeria at the Nations Cup, we got to this. We won the third place. Match. They are beating Tunisia by 1-0. Ashraf Hakimi, the Moroccan, they didn't go far. I think that will count, against him. And I'm tipping Chukwueze or maybe Osimhen to win this one because Osimhen has been also massive for club, not necessarily for country. But if I talk for country, of late, of course, in the AFCON qualifiers for 2021, it will all count. He has done quite well, getting the goals for us against Benin Republic and against Lesotho away from home. So I think we are in line for at least the Young Player of the Year award. But for the best player, look no further than Sadio Mane and Riyad Mahrez.
Okay, I would just ask randomly in each category because you have already said that when it comes to the women's Player of the Year, it's not going to any Nigerian.
Winning that one.
But for the male as well, it's not going to any Nigerian as well. So you're going with either Sadio Mane and Mo Salah. What about coach of the year?
Sadio Mane or Riyad Mahrez. Yeah, the AFCON winner.
Okay, all right. Yeah. What about the coaches category for the women and also for the coach? For the male category?
Yeah, for the male category, I will go for the coach that won the AFCON. It was the AFCON year, the Algerian coach that won the AFCON. Okay. I will give him the award. Can't even remember his name now, but come on, he deserves it. He gave them the title for the first time since 1990. And away from home as well. They played fantastic football. They beat us in the semi-finals. They were equally brilliant, in the group stages and all that. So I think he deserves that one. For the women coach of the year, like I already said, the Cameroon coach, should get that one. I think they did better than Nigeria at the World Cup, even though both teams crashed out in the round of 16.
Okay, Chidibem, who takes the best women's national team of the year award for you? Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Kenya, South Africa, Zambia, Nigeria as well.
I think Cameroon did pretty well at the World Cup. This is a World Cup year, so for
the women, yeah,
for the women. So I think they did better than Nigeria, like Emeka has rightly stated. Popularity might count, but I think Cameroon still deserves it more.
Also, the male category.
Clearly, Algeria.
All right, with that, we head straight to the phone lines where you can air your opinion. Which team do you think will win the best team, national team of the year? That's the CAF award. It's your opinion, but it's not like you're voting just yet. We'll get to know who is going to be winning all these categories come January 7th, 2020. We also talked about boxing, where Luis Ortiz where Deontay Wilder says he's going to be schooling Deontay Wilder. That's the reason he was going to be schooling Deontay Wilder. I'm waiting for that school to happen. Let's know the name of the school that he wants to give to him. Hello, good afternoon. Today's Sports Live.
Yeah, this is Europe. I'm calling from Europe.
Welcome to the show, Europe.
Emeka, you said Ivan Zapala is a good coach. What was his last? When did he coach last? Hello?
Go ahead with your contribution. Forget about when he coached last.
Please, forget about it. I'm a Rangers fan. I'm a fan of Rangers. I need...
He's the one that helped you escape relegation when Mama was sacked in 2017.
We need a young and sound coach. We don't need we need new experience.
Okay.
New coaches all over the world.
Yeah, right.
We're having new coaches all over the world. And we don't go about talking of good coaches.
Okay.
In fact, they should not give him the job. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Hello, good afternoon. Today's Sports Live.
Hello, Star Girl.
Good afternoon to you, Lawson.
Afternoon, greeting. I greet the sports school.
Good afternoon,
Lawson. Yes, so far as Wilder is standing and he has that his right hand, he can drop anybody.
Okay.
For me, I feel he's the best in the heavyweight division. Correct. He said it now. He said the opponent can go all the way, but all he needs is I think 2 minutes, I mean 2 seconds.
2 seconds. 2 seconds.
2 seconds, yes, perfection.
Oh, boss.
That's all he needs. And he even said he's been learning. You understand? Now, if he was not learning, it would have been boring. He's learning every day.
Okay.
I think the next time he meets Tyson Fury is to be something else. And Doctors, honestly, Plateau United, I don't usually like this MPFL, but I am impressed with the way they are playing. I just hope that you understand they maintain it.
All right,
please,
thank you.
Please, briefly, this Niger Spirit and Miracle team, we have to stop it. You see, it has failed us in the Big Eagles.
Okay.
It has failed us, so we should learn to prepare.
All right. Thank you so much. Hello, good afternoon. Today Sports Life.
Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Simon.
Good afternoon, Simon.
For Plateau United, I think they are the favorites.
Okay.
Maybe them and the Enyimba. I know maybe as time goes on, maybe Enyimba will overtake Plateau United. Then for Benedict, as the Euro said, in fact, I wonder how Rangers will even think of employ Benedict to be their coach.
Okay.
I mean, Stephen to be their coach. For what now? Kennedy Boboye is there. They should go Kennedy Boboye and employ him.
Okay.
The Kennedy Boboye that relegated Remo Stars. They relegated Remo Stars.
No, the one that won the league.
The one that won the league. With Plateau United. Which of them?
And then you know the condition. Then for the best team should go to Algeria.
Okay.
African best should go to Mares. They should, our players, yes. I know Odigalo being
highest goal scorer.
Maybe Odigalo is from maybe first 5.
Okay.
But for Salah should not even come first 3.
Okay.
He did not do anything with the team for nation. This is Nation Cup today.
All right.
He did not do anything. Then for female African footballers, I don't think that they should give any of African player because of Camerooners.
Okay.
Cameroon, all of us saw what they did at the World Cup.
All right,
they cannot compete in their team with
all
our
right.
own team at the World Cup.
Thank you.
So
thank you so much, Simon, for calling. You can keep your calls coming through. We'll be taking your calls anytime from now while they're coming in. But before we're waiting for your call, we should dive into the English Premier League and tell you everything that happened in the English Premier League. Pep Guardiola has no doubt his Manchester City side will fight till the end, even if he concedes the Premier League title race may already be over. City came from behind to claim a vital 2-1 win over Chelsea on Saturday after unbeaten table toppers Liverpool had temporarily moved 12 points clear of the defending champions thanks to a victory at Crystal Palace. However, the gap between Liverpool and the chasing pack, including second place Leicester City and fourth place Chelsea, already so large. Guardiola acknowledged the Reds may already have one hand on the trophy. Meanwhile, Jose Mourinho made a winning start on his return to football management as Tottenham Hotspur edged out West Ham United 3-2 at London Stadium on Saturday. It was Spurs' first away win in the Premier League since January 20th, 2019. Let's serve you full results of games played in the English Premier League, where West Ham United lost at home to Tottenham 3-2. Bournemouth lost at home to Wolves 2-1. Arsenal and Southampton played out a 2-2 draw. Brighton lost at home to Leicester City 2-0. Crystal Palace lost also to Liverpool 2-1. Everton lost at home to Norwich City 2-0. Burnley defeated Watford 3-0 at Watford home. Manchester City also defeated Chelsea 2-1, while Sheffield United and Manchester United played out a 3-3 draw. And today again, Monday Night Football, where Aston Villa will take on Newcastle United. Is Guardiola
bring
right?
that to the MPFL. To be like pitting Nasarawa United against Adamawa United.
Maybe that was why they brought it to Monday. But let's see. But their fans any will go and watch. Is Guardiola
There'll be
right?
a full house at the stadium.
Is Guardiola right? Is a title race still wide open?
No, yeah, it's still wide open, of course. I mean, when did they get to usurp Liverpool last time? It was in January, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was January.
Yeah, the gap was 7 points.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is just 9 points we're talking about here. It just takes 3 bad games for Liverpool, for Man City, and of course consistency for Man City to get back to the summit. But we know there are problems, well documented. Their defense is in shambles. The players, one recovers, another goes on sabbatical, so to speak. So it's neither here or there for Man City, and that's why it's been really, really tough for them. And for Liverpool, well, it looks like everything is going rosy, but in the English Premier League, it never really goes rosy for 38 matches. They will have their own season of blip, and it's their character, their mental strength at that point that will tell if they're able to win the league. But I think it's wide open with 9 points.
Wisdom against Crystal Palace.
9 points for City and Liverpool. 8 points for Leicester and
the others are just passengers. The two main people, we know who they are. The other ones.
So you think the two main people will not come and one and two?
See Leicester and Chelsea.
Let's wait for that. But Wisdom, looking at how Liverpool waited for so long before they won against Crystal Palace 2-1, are they beginning to burn out gradually?
I think to an extent you can look at it from that angle. You can call it fatigue or something.
But it hasn't started though. You know.
But the Liverpool side, they've been struggling to get the results. They struggled against Sheffield. They struggled. I think in the past few games, where they managed 2-1, 1-0 like that, it's been some struggles, But I think one thing going for them this season is the fact that the mentality of this Liverpool side for me looks a little different. That's what we call the mentality of champions. Manchester United under Alex Ferguson, they exhibited that a lot. You see games where you think it's almost done and dusted. Even if it's the 90th plus minute, anything can actually happen.
Yep.
And Man U will be back into the game, getting all 3 points in the process. I think that's exactly what I'm seeing with Liverpool now. Sheffield United, the game they play against
now
Sheffield
we have
United.
money time.
The game they played against Sheffield United, I felt Sheffield United deserved to run away with a point. They played against Crystal Palace too. I felt Crystal Palace deserved to go with a point. I saw Zaha all over that game. They deserved to also pick a point from that one. But how did it end? Whether they played badly or they played well, they found a way to still get the result. That's one thing going for them. But on a more serious note for Liverpool, they might just need to work on that. I feel maybe some of them are getting a little too tired, or maybe they might just need 1 or 2 inputs in January.
Wisdom, Van Dijk to rest. Let me just say that one now. If club is hearing me, rest Van Dijk. The man don't suffer now.
You think so?
They should rest him. If
that guy gets money,
for how many million pounds?
I don't understand. What they make
He buy a player for 70 million pounds, then he wanted to rest. He go play every minute of every competition.
We're not doing the rest. Rest Van Dijk.
But Jamaica, let's look at the English Premier League so far of games played during the weekend. 1 home win, and that came from Manchester City. 2 home draws, that was Arsenal and Sheffield United up against Southampton and Man United, and the rest were all away wins. The special one now is back, but was Tottenham win away from home anything special?
Well, special in the sense that it's their first away win since January. I mean, I didn't know about that on the Saturday, when it was mentioned. I mean, it's been a very poor run for Spurs under Pochettino before they eventually sacked him. But the special one coming back, now the humble one, right?
Yes,
getting that win, morale boosting win, and one that also gave the players a whole lot of confidence. A few of them, Lucas Moura starting that one, Eric Dyer also playing. Dele Alli impressed as well, and the man was full of praise for Dele Alli particularly. Yeah. And it was a special win for the Spurs side. At some point, they rose to 6th. After that win that day. Yes, they are down to 10th now, but come on, they are not far from the top 6. And a win today, the next match day, and negative results for the other sides ahead of them, then they could just be in the top 6 as it stands right now. So I think it was a special win for the side.
Harry Kane said he's hopeful and sure, he's optimistic that Jose Mourinho will win them a title, especially the UEFA Champions League. Do you see that happening?
Not this season. He can't. Let me not say he can't, but with the way other things are shaping up, I think it's going to take a miracle for them to have the kind of run they had last season. I think most of the big teams are asleep. That's why last season we saw Tottenham get to that level, and even Ajax. You think of Barca, they are not really the Barca we used to know. Madrid last season as well, we are asleep. Bayern Munich, the same thing. Dortmund, virtually all the teams. It was only Juve that looked like a serious contender. PSG were always faster to deceive. So it was only Juventus, and of course the 2 big sides in England, Man City and Liverpool. And we saw them. They should have been in the final if they hadn't clashed. That's Man City and Tottenham. Probably would have seen Man City and Liverpool in the final of the Champions League. So it just tells you that it's just a matter of other teams sleeping. I think they are beginning to wake up this season. We are seeing a better Barca and Real Madrid side this season. Bayern look like a better side as well as Juventus. So I don't think Tottenham with Mourinho can do that.
In the La Liga, Levante defeated Mallorca 2-1. Leganés lost to Barcelona at home 2-1. Real Betis defeated Valencia 2-1. Granada played out a 1-0 draw with Atletico Madrid. Real Madrid defeated Real Sociedad 3-1. Espanyol and Getafe played out a 1-1 draw. Osasuna lost at home to Athletic Bilbao 2-1. Eibar lost at home to Deportivo Alaves 2-0. Villarreal lost at home, even as much as Samuel Chukwueze scored the goal. Celta Vigo still defeated them 3-1. Real Valladolid lost at home to Sevilla 1-0. Emeka Barcelona and Real Madrid continue to push on. It's a fight till the end, right?
Yes, but somehow they could be separated in December when they clash in their Clasico. They postponed the Clasico on the 18th of December. Neck to neck, just goal difference separating the two. They are both on the same number of points right there, recording somewhat impressive wins over the weekend as well. Champions League is tomorrow for Real Madrid and on Wednesday for Barcelona. But as it stands right now, I mean, it's a battle we don't even know the clear-cut leader as things stand. Just that goal difference, which will not be good enough in the end. In Spain, if it ends that way, they will look at the head-to-head between the two sides.
Okay. In the Serie A, Atlanta lost at home to Juventus 3-1. Milan, that's AC Milan, and Napoli shared the spoils in a 1-0 draw. Torino lost at home to Inter Milan. Bologna and Parma played out a 2-0 draw. Roma defeated Brescia 3-0. Verona defeated Fiorentina 1-0. Sassuolo lost to Lazio 2-1. Sampdoria 2, Udinese 1. And today's games will see Lecce up against Cagliari, while Spal will do battle with Genoa. And in the Bundesliga, Borussia Dortmund and Paderborn played out a 3-3 draw. Union Berlin defeated Borussia Mönchengladbach 2-0. Bayer Leverkusen and Freiburg shared the spoils in a 1-1 draw. Eintracht Frankfurt lost at home to Wolfsburg 2-0. Fortuna Düsseldorf lost to FC Bayern Munich 4-0. Werder Bremen lost at home to Schalke 0-4 2-1. RB Leipzig defeated FC Cologne 4-1. Augsburg defeated Hertha Berlin 4-0, while Mainz 0-5 defeated Hoffenheim 5-1. And in the French League 1, where Paris Saint-Germain defeated Lille 2-0. Lyon defeated Nice 2-1. Angers defeated Nîmes 1-0. Dijon defeated Rennes 2-1. Metz and Reims played out a 1-0 draw. Strasbourg defeated Amiens at home 4-0. Brest and Nantes shared the spoils in a 1-0 draw. Bordeaux defeated Monaco 2-1. Etienne and Montpellier shared the spoils in a barren draw, while Toulouse at home lost to Marseille 2-0. Chidubin, coach of Lille, talked about the absence of Victor Osimhen. Could his presence have stopped PSG from getting on maximum points?
Well, Victor Osimhen has been quite terrible away from home. So against the PSG side, it would have taken more than the routine Victor Osimhen to do something special. But who says the man couldn't have stepped up? Because that's the big occasions. That's where you should make a name for yourself. I mean, if he had scored that goal, even if Lille went on to lose, he would have made a name for himself, getting the goal on a big occasion. And it's something, he will rue not being in that one. But just to mention, Lewandowski now, I mean, for the 12th time, I mean, after scoring in 11 consecutive games, he found a way not to score, despite Bayern scoring 4 goals.
Things are beginning to look
That was strange. Before then, he has scored in all the matches he has played in all competitions. Both in the Champions League. He's the leading scorer in Germany and in the Champions League.
I don't know how Bayern scored 4 and he didn't score any.
All right, with that, let's go take your calls and get your thoughts on the show this afternoon. Good afternoon, today's Sports Live.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, the sport and all the guests in the studio.
Coach,
good afternoon to you.
Yes, so my brother, Emeka, some people were saying that anybody is situated. I demand the who you're not owing anybody. If you want to go to the market, go and make your bench to be situated. One thing I know that no matter what Plateau United do, anybody is going to win the league this season.
Tell them. Let them hear it from you first. If I say it, they will start hyping my team.
Go and buy player, you will not buy. You are doing like at the way.
They will come to, but don't worry.
All right.
Our team is our money.
I will remind you when Plateau United beat him by Naba.
Make her hear.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for calling. Hello, good afternoon. Today's Sports Live. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
I can hear you. This is no photocopy.
Welcome to the show.
Okay, I concerning Aqua United. What did the coach need to gain before he can win a match? After 6 matches, he cannot win any.
Make that 5, not 6.
Okay, sorry about that. But did he need another 15 players?
Who would ask him when we see him?
Concerning a Liverpool, I don't think that the players have been of use. When we were playing ball in those days, we play 3 days. We don't rest. We play more than
that was amateur football.
We did not collect the 30 million pounds and 200 million pounds.
All right.
No photography. Are you a comedian? Are you a stand-up comedian?
Thank you so much for your thoughts on the show this afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Today's Sports Live.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Your name and where you're calling us from?
I am Chris. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Welcome to the show.
Yes, I want to talk about Rivers United victory at
Warri.
At Warri. Yeah, you see, that is how a game is supposed to be played. In Yakubu Stadium, whenever Rivers United is losing a match, there is always restiveness. It does not feel good. If they are losing a match, it's like a war. Why should Rivers State lose at home? Rivers United lose at home.
But they have gone away from home now to win.
Yes, they believe they must win at home. Even if they cannot win, they will rob the match. Now they have gone away and they have won.
I don't know about Robin.
They are happy. So I believe they will allow teams to come to Port Harcourt and play their game to win.
All right.
Yes, that's my appeal to them.
Thank you so much. Let's go to the WhatsApp portal. Chidibwe.
Yes, this one says, aren't you guys tired of talking about Nigeria, especially? Nah, that's not for us. He says, why do we always? Okay. Okay. He says, why do we always like misplacing priority? Why? What are we doing with beach soccer? Must we go for every sport tournament?
I wonder.
Well, this other one says, good evening, guys. About Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder's rematch, I see Tyson Fury beating Wilder this time. As for my darling team Ayimba, they should please try replicate their home form to away matches. We are bad travelers. That needs to stop. We can't win the league by winning just home matches and losing away games. We should start picking good points away from home too. That's from. He says thanks to Bauma's 2 strikes yesterday. Up about that's from Lucky.
Let's take one call for the road. Hello, good afternoon. Today's Sports Live.
Yes, Plateau United is a team to beat the Capo calling for Port Harcourt.
Capo, don't worry, Iba will beat you guys.
All right, thank you for your thoughts.
Let's just take this one for you to see. Benedict Ugu was a mistake in the first place. Remember, I told you guys that he could not cut it quickly. Quick silver is much better. And finally, he says some Arsenal fans should go on hunger strike to force Emery out. That's from Nnabuike.
How will hunger strike affect Unai Emery from leaving Arsenal?
Pray fast. Things can happen and the management will change their decision and sack him.
All right, thank you so much for your call and for your messages. That's all we can take this afternoon on today's Sports Live, reaching you from Today 95.1 FM. Till tomorrow, 7:30, when we'll bring you Sports Attack. And after the news update at 3, we'll give you another news update, football news update at 3 p.m. after the news update. But until then, have a lovely day ahead.
FM, the voice of the people.
Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News update.
Good afternoon. Here is the news update on Today 95.1 FM. My name is Ifeemi Andrew. The police have disclosed that 6 suspects have been arrested in connection to the gruesome murder of a woman leader of the opposition PDP in Kogi State. This comes less than 24 hours after President Muhammadu Buhari ordered investigation into 60-year-old Salome Abu, who is the PDP women leader of Achadamu Ward in Ofu local government area of the state. Salome had her house set on fire while she was inside by political thugs allegedly belonging to the ruling APC. The incident was believed to be a reprisal attack over the violence-ridden gubernatorial elections in the state. Spokesman of the Kogi State Command, DSP Williams Aya, confirmed the arrest of the six suspects to newsmen in Port Harcourt. And popular internet celebrity Ismaila Mustafa, also known as Momfa, has pleaded not guilty to involvement in a 33 billion naira money laundering charge filed against him by the EFCC. Momfa instituted a fundamental rights enforcement suit against the FCC for detaining him beyond the constitutionally stipulated days without charging him to court. And in the commencement of trial today, Momfa pleaded not guilty to a 14-count charge bordering on fraud offences. Justice Mohammed Liman is ruling ordered that Momfa be remanded in prison custody and adjourned till Friday for hearing of Momfa's bail application and the commencement of his trial. The FCC had arrested Momfa for alleged internet fraud and money laundering recently at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. And a legal advisor to Amnesty International, Kalawole Olaniyan, has said that since assuming office in 2015, President Muhammadu Buhari has shown stunning disregard for the rule of law and human rights, ignoring Nigerian judges on at least 40 occasions. The London-based lawyer who lamented the president's disdain for the rule of law also questioned the sincerity of President Buhari's anti-corruption war. He added that for the Attorney General Abubakar Malami to say the rule of law is what the authorities determine it to be means that the actions of the federal government are deliberate. The claims of Olaniyan are contained in his article titled Rule of Law. What rule of law? And the National Youth Service Corps NYSC has told the prospective corps members intending to enroll in Batch C Stream 2 of the scheme that they could print their call-up letters today, Monday. The management of the NYSC encouraged prospective corps members of Batch C Stream 2 to take advantage of the reopened portal. And the poor state of the Onne-Akpajo Road is one of the factors discouraging intending investors at the oil and gas free zone in Onne-Eleme local government area of Rivers State. This is according to the acting managing director of the Oil and Gas Free Zone Authority, Adekunle Ajayi, while speaking with members of the Rivers State House of Assembly Joint Committee on Community Affairs and Local Content. Represented by the head of department in charge of administration, Aleruchi Godfrey, the acting MD, appealed on the Rivers State government to endeavor to carry out remediation work on the road.
Members didn't fly in, they drove by road. I don't know if you like what you passed through. So we'd like you to join the numerous voices that have been calling for construction of this road. You can't have a facility like this here. This road is serving 2 ports, serving 2 fertilizer companies because Indorama and Notore, serving a petrochemical company, serving IITA, serving the Naval College, and serving 2 refineries. Now, if you take out Naval College and rest and look at 2 ports, 2 refineries, that means heavy cargo on the road, day and night. And that's the state of the road. Most time workers close and they take 3-4 hours to cross before they get back home. So we'd like you to join the voices and just call for the construction of this road.
And on the foreign scene, thousands of ships have been trapped after a large cargo ship overturned in the Black Sea off the coast of Romania. The Queen Hind capsized after leaving the port of Media near the southeastern city of Constanta. It is reported to have been carrying more than 14,000 sheep. All crew members were rescued and at least 32 sheep rescued, with thousands remaining trapped. It is yet unknown the cause of the capsize of the ship bound for Saudi Arabia. And with that, it's on for news update. Thank you for your time and bye-bye for now.
Radio has never been this good. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Football.
Let's welcome you to the fun side, the sunny side, to amazing sportsmanship. Let's welcome you to a superb football competition. Introducing Today FM Under 20 Soccer Fiesta. We are looking for the best 16 teams to play off in a knockout style within 10 days till we get to our champion. Is your team under 20? Are you the best in Port Harcourt? Date 4th to 14th December 2019. Prizes are: first position 300,000 naira, second position 200,000 naira, and third position 100,000 naira. For registration details, contact Sanipe on 0806 886 1984. Again, 0806 886 1984. Or Reliance on 0806 162 8619. Again, 0806 162 8619. Or visit the premises of Today 95.1 FM at number 1 Today FM Drive off East West Road, Rumekini, Port Harcourt. There is never a dull moment of this dial. But let's get on now to what is happening here in Nigeria.
In the southwest, we have 136, south 131, southeast 30. I'm not talking about the ones that died months ago. And Mr. President is busy traveling.
The foundation in this democratic era we're experiencing today, honestly, believe me, the person who soiled it is Obasanjo. At the time he was tearing his party card, I was very ashamed. He didn't notice that he was tearing himself. How long will you keep on complaining?
We keep you informed, thrilled, and inspired.
I need to select. I like every kind of woman. But man, light skin does it for me. No, I'm not racist. That's what I'm saying. I could take anybody. You know what I'm saying?
We are your premium talk, news, and sports radio. Today, 95.1 FM. Don't touch that dial.
All right. We've got to go. It's 11:31.
Today. Here at Today, we bring you what you need to hear.
This is what they're going after. They're not going to
Let me learn it has to be applicable to all situations.
No, it cannot be, because when the evidence...
Some people are not sure of 1 meal a day in a society with such huge potentials.
If a criminal passes that person, whichever means he used in passing, and you turn around to blame the citizen, for instance, people will ask you, were you not there?
Malaria kills Nigerians. Malaria.
News.
This is the World News. I am Annie Abdul Salam. In the headlines, Federal Executive
Sports and entertainment.
My name is Shubogu Najib. Straight up to football on the show.
This is Today. Every day, 24/7, 365. We are your official all-year radio station.
All stands, greet.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. You're welcome to Jagbajantis High School. My name is Sound Sultan, your new mathematics teacher. By the way, do you understand Pidgin English?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now what we go use henceforth? Okay, carry your pen, carry your paper. Them for my class. People of this world, them plenty. The sins of this people, many, so many. Many times plenty, multiplier. Many times plenty, multiplier. Multiply am the answer you get now. Waiting, they make poor man they cry. The answer you get now. Waiting, they make rich man they mess and leaders they lie. The answer you get now. Waiting, they make young boys and girls join party gang. Answer you get now. Waiting, they make innocent man rot inside the jail. Get it, and then agree to grant and bail. Get it. Everybody, oh yeah, we'll join Jagbajantis. Make we solve mathematics. We did our continent. So, oh, you both say, about mass, we go use take some. So ya Karibaero, be for brotherhood.
Love your neighbor as yourself,
Oh, for objectivity.
be objective, gentleman, lady.
D for democracy.
No matter how bad it is, never military.
M for modification.
Of our behavior, let's stand to the same behalf.
A, accountability.
If you've been a chop money, I beg you
Take am easy. S for solidarity.
United we stand, divided, oh my shell.
We enter new millennium.
Shut it ball.
Nigerians like 120 million. Wọ́n gone.
Shut it ball.
World population na 6 billion.
60 billion.
Divide that 1 by 120 million all together. Oh yeah.
All together.
The answer you get now waiting they make people they jar. Come on for Niger. Answer you get now waiting they make people want travel. By hook or by crook. The answer you get now waiting they make people they sleep for embassy for visa. Answer you get now waiting they make people they sell them property for ticket. Get it, get it. Then they travel see. Get it, get it. Oh, hey. Everybody, oh yeah,
Join Jabberjantis, solve mathematics.
with the Dabaru our continent. So,
Oyibo say, na partners,
we go use takes.
solve mathematics. So follow Jabberjantis.
So ya Karibaero, be for brotherhood.
Love your neighbor as yourself,
Oh, for objectivity.
be objective, gentleman, lady.
D for democracy.
No matter how bad it is, never military.
M for modification.
Of our behavior, let's stand to the same behalf.
A, accountability.
If you've been a chop money, I beg you take am easy.
S for solidarity. United we stand and divided.
Oh my shell.
You this the HSCity.
Shut it ball.
And this the VG City.
Shut it ball.
Right go level for HSCity.
Edge City.
Richmond corner be VG City.
Edge City.
You try add AJ and VG City all together. Oh yeah.
All together.
The answer you get now waiting they make Richmond oppress and then suppress. The answer you get now waiting they make poor man depress. But then aggress. The answer you get now waiting they make poor man they try to keep up
with the Joneses.
Answer you get now waiting they make poor man begin. They try to prove a limit. Get it, get it. Never get money then they finish. Get it, get it. Oh, yeah. Everybody, oh yeah, oh,
Join Jabberjantis, solve mathematics.
with the Dabaru our continent. So, Oyibo say,
na partners,
we go use takes.
solve mathematics. So follow Jabberjantis.
So ya
Situation in this nation, disposition, our condition, unexplainable pain in our hearts, not to mention brothers killing brothers, full of patience, salvation, resolutions are made, but always made with lack of vision. Imperfection is the order as we keep seeking solutions. Only God can solve this mathematical equation.
Thanks for your contribution. Now, any more questions?
It all begins with breaking news.
Now, make no mistake, this is a difficult mission, and it will remain difficult for some time.
Then it keeps trending. Events, issues, personalities, all struggling to gain attention. But in the race for deadlines, the intrigues, power play, undercurrents are often missed or underreported.
Insecurity here is basically a product of poverty.
But not anymore. As the platform on radio steps in to fill the missing links on events, issues, and personalities in the news.
I'm not afraid of anybody.
The platform on radio serves all the hottest topics and trending issues. Only on Today 95.1 FM. 95.1 FM. Port Harcourt. Every weekday at 4 p.m. Get on the platform on radio and be served.
Rivers Civil Society organizations wish to use this medium to commend the Rivers State government for the construction of 3 flyovers, but more importantly, thank the governor for sympathizing with Rivers people via the state brokers on the sufferings they are going through as a result of this construction. Our civil society coalition, however, think that the governor should go beyond sympathizing with Rivers people by fixing all the alternative roads and adjoining streets to the location of the flyovers. We specifically call on the Rivers State government to fix the failed portion of the Nkpolu Rumigbo sections of the East-West Road and ask for refund from the federal government. Construct drainage on the road leading to Nkpolu and Rumigbo communities. Fix all the bad spots on all the alternative routes. Remove all abandoned vehicles at Gada Street, Cocaine Village. Make public announcement on the alternative routes to cushion the sufferings of citizens within the 16 months of this project. This for us is international best practice.
Well, there you heard the coordinator of the Rivers State Civil Service organization speaking on the need for the government to provide alternative routes for Rivers people before embarking on the construction of flyovers. It's 17 minutes now past 4, and you're welcome to another edition of the platform on radio on your premium talk station, Today 95.1 FM. I am Ifeami Andrew, and I will be giving you insight into some news reports making the rounds. On the menu today, Rivers Civil Society organization says Rivers State government should provide alternative roads before commencement of the construction of flyovers. Calm has returned after an almost chaotic night in Rumosi over the death of a lady whose body was found in a well. All right, so we'll start off with the Rivers State government, who have come under criticism, and it's with regards to bad spots on major roads and then the non-availability of alternative routes in the areas where flyovers are being constructed. And I think generally Port Harcourt needs more feeder roads. Link roads are not as many as they should be, and I think that also contributes to the traffic that we usually would see in the city, especially in the early morning hours and rush hours in the evening. Well, a chairman of the River State Civil Society organization, Enefa Jodril, who made this known to newsmen in Port Harcourt, advised the governor to adopt international best practices by removing bad vehicles from affected roads. Jodril, however, urged the state government to go beyond empathizing with Rivers people by providing alternative routes in the areas where flyovers are being constructed, which he said is being delayed. And I also thought about that. Those areas where we're going to have the flyovers, like how would we be moving by the time work get more intense? I mean, look at what's happening with the NTA, Mbolo NTA access there. You'd see that the work that's ongoing there, what is causing, and then imagine if we do not have alternative means, what the situation would look like when we then, multiply that situation in areas where we're building the flyover. So yeah, they may have a point, or not just may, they have a point. And he also stressed that the deplorable state of the Nkpolo axis of the East-West Road should be fixed by the state government. Many have cried out for that area to be fixed. And yes, we know that Rivers people are the main beneficiaries of the road, but then, well, we would have to look out for what the state government would do about the situation, because we know that the Minister for Works was talking about how state governments, if they're fixing any road for the federal government, should not expect refund. Do it out of your own, the benevolence of your heart. Maybe that will be the situation, we don't know. But yes, truthfully, that road, that access of the East-West Road is causing major issues for Rivers people and should be looked at. So this is coming days after the acting managing director of the Oil and Gas Free Zone Authority, Adekunle Ajayi, while he was speaking with members of the Rivers State House of Assembly on a joint committee on community affairs and local content, also called for urgent intervention with regards to the One-Akpajo Road, which is another federal road that is in a very bad state. Represented by the head of department in charge of administration, Aderuchi Godfrey, the acting MD appealed to the Rivers State government to endeavor to carry out remediation work on the road.
The honorable members didn't fly in, they drove by road. I don't know if you like what you passed through. So we would like you to join the numerous voices that have been calling for construction of this road. You can't have a facility like this here. This road is serving two ports, serving two fertilizer companies because Indorama and Notori, serving a petrochemical company, serving IITA, serving the Naval College, and serving two refineries. Now, if you take out Naval College and rest and look at two ports, two refineries, that means heavy cargo on the road, day and night. And that's the state of the road. Most time workers close and they take 3-4 hours to cross before they get back home. So we'd like you to join the voices and just call for the construction of this road.
So now the major question would be, these calls, are they timely? Do we have alternative routes in Port Harcourt? I think I was just highlighting that. The little times I've been around and moved around the town, I don't think we have enough alternative routes. Even the few ones we have, most of them are in bad shapes. And it begins to ask questions like, you're forced to ask questions like, what are local government chairmen doing? Because they should be able to see those roads. And that's not something you expect the state government to locate and begin to come sort out. You'd expect that local government chairmen would, look at those feeder roads and link roads in their area and see how they can handle that and sort out that problem. We have that as well. So we'll just have to wait and see. But then the call on the state government to handle the roads that are federal roads because of the fact that Rivers people are the ones most affected. What do you make of it? That's the major reason why major appeal is directed towards the state government, even though, yes, everyone is aware that the roads, federal roads, the roads in question for this case. But what would be your thoughts about this? Let's hear from you. The numbers to call are 08170000951, 08109510951, or 08170000951. Hello, Today 95.1 FM. Good evening. What's that call? You can also send us a WhatsApp message. 0701-933-9962. That's the WhatsApp portal, 0701-933-9962. Let's know what your views are. Hello, Today 95.1 FM. Good evening. You're welcome.
And I'm calling from Rumbele community.
Okay, go on, Andy.
Andrew, I don't know how a government will turn his back on the citizens or on his people that he claims that voted for him. I don't know. You don't see where that the federal government will hardly come and use this road. And right on to me and maybe the former governor, the same federal road, not even minding it up to date they have reported in that money or not. What will be too difficult? I don't know the barrier. I don't know what it will cost for a government to come down to that, especially that he owns. And he can remedy that situation and save the people, the stress, the challenges, and all the rest. Knowing where that life has been lost there. Knowing where that damage, so many damages, so many cars. Just go there. It's becoming a scene of people who come and watch the mad there. It's appalling. In the aspect of the local government chairman, when the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? There's nothing. I don't do for a whole year, 3 years now. I've not seen any local government chairman embarking on any kind of project. Please, Governor Wike.
No, if you say not embarking on any kind of project, you might be wrong to some extent.
Okay, let's assume that they have attempted one or two. But I want you to know that State people will suffer more when this Rumokoro flyover will start properly. River people will suffer more. So if there's anything to do now to remedy the situation, let him do. Let him do because people are suffering. We are calling on him to help us. People are suffering on a daily basis. Thank you. That's my input.
All right, thank you very much, Andy. Hello to the 95.1 FM. Good evening.
Yeah, good afternoon, my brother Andrew.
You're welcome. Your name, please?
From Elebra Demo, I am Suti.
Okay.
How is the day?
The day is going lovely. How's yours?
Very nice. My community is nice. It's nice. Hey, Andrew, I thank you so much for bringing such a touching you on your current affairs program. Look, see, in case of local government doing road or not doing anything, see, my local government is one point that you have to think about. You see, at the front of local government area headquarters, you see potholes there, that and highway, east-west road. But local government chairman is there. Nothing. You understand? So I don't even blame the state governor so far. Even when local government area chairman cannot even do one that is at their front, at their door mouth there, they can't do it. And you want somebody that is from Ubiagbo or what to come and do it for you. You understand? And the governor we cannot even make an alternative route for maintenance of food and all those suppliers and all those things. It's a very bad situation. You don't want to do it. But they benefited from doing and making it. They pay them off on everything. You know, so I don't know. They should just keep up to their promises, their campaign promises, and so that people will have the heyday in all their movements. Thank you very much. That's my pick.
All right, thank you very much. Hello to the 95.1 FM. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, you're welcome. Good evening.
I'm Nabu from LA.
Go ahead.
I'm calling my brother. I'm talking of a bad load in River State, not only in River State. What is the aim of federal government? One federal government taking the amount of tell the state stop working in our roads. What is their fate? You're telling me that I will go and invest for something that if I invest, I won't get returns. But if state owe them, then when they're paying the allowances, that will result the money. But when I work for you, you won't pay me. What is the meaning of that? You are telling the federal state to go and work the road that, if I won't finish, I won't get my return. If me, I won't do that. I won't do that because we need to tell ourselves the truth. Let us cry this cry to federal government. Because federal government is aware that the road is bad. Talking about the element places, which is oil, where the oil is coming from, where they are feeding Nigeria from, they can't even maintain the place. They can't even take care of the places. What is the meaning of those things? Can we get this type of bad road in North, in other parts of the country? But
yeah, we can. I think we even do have the in other parts of the country. It's in Lagos now. Apapa.
No, yes, I'm talking. I mean North.
Yes, we have it. We have it in the north as well. Have you been there?
What is coming? Well, of course, I've been in Meduguri. What have come out of there? In element, okay. Some people protested about this bridge I want to fall. Have done anything about that? But they're still passing there, green oil everywhere. Until when people die, then federal government will sympathize with people that lost their lives.
All right. Thank you very much, though. Hello to the 95.1 FM. Good evening.
Andrew.
Yes, you're welcome.
Good evening, my brother. This is Maxine from Port Harcourt.
Okay, Maxine, go ahead.
Andrew, I just want to contribute a point to that. Somebody works for you. You control almost 50% of the country's revenue. Why is it that when the work is done, you will not pay the person? Are you encouraging the person or not? It is high time Nigerians, politicians and leaders took politics out of bitterness. It is high time we do that. Let's leave about politics and leave about bitterness or whatever. When something is done, rule the country well. Let Nigerians clap for you that the country is fair. It's not everything about politics. It's not everything about politics. Bitterness. You don't support me. You do me this. I don't support you. You do me that. These are causing all these things. Otherwise, there are federal rules. There are exclusive rules that are exclusive. They have done it for you. Someone has done it for you. You may not be there to do it all at the same time. It builds on the government and the responsible government to pay somebody who has done something on their behalf. And that's how civilized society behaves. That's my own. I don't know whether you have other contrary point.
Thank you very much.
And the other second point I want to contribute is this flyover issue, Andrew. These people can work in the night to ease the problem and suffering of the people. They can work in the night, put up floodlights, and it's just as good as day. I don't know why things are just done so badly in developed countries. These things, I have been in one of the countries, and I have seen that things are done in the night to ease the people's problem. Why is it that Nigeria will like suffering our people? It can be done in the night when the movement is less. Before the day is done, you can see that a lot of job has been done. Why must it be in the morning? Why must it be in the afternoon? Why must it be in the evening?
All right, thank you very much for your contribution there. Hello to the 95.1 FM. Oh, we lost that call, sadly. All right, let's move on to another issue. I'm pretty sure we'll come back to the phone lines and take more of your contribution. But then let me also inform you that you don't have to fear if you're around Rumusi area or reside in that community, because calm has been returned. There was signs of crisis that should have erupted, but then thank God it was averted. And now the paramount ruler of Rumusi community, Nobiakwa local government area, His Royal Highness Eze John Awote, has urged residents to remain calm in the face of provocation by youth from Ogbakiri community in Emoha local government area. Eze, in an interview with our correspondent, said the body of late Charity Ohaka, whose remains was found in a well in Rumusi, has been handed over to the police. The paramount ruler also assured that security agencies have been mandated to bring perpetrators of the act to book. Let's listen to the man.
Such incident happened yesterday, but I was not aware. They called me. This was happened in my domain, in Rumusi community. I was so shocked. So I've called the youths and the others, CDC. Everybody should be kind. I also informed the police authority. They come to the domain. Inform them that's what's going on in my community. They responded to. We called police. They came and took the disease to mortuary. Everybody that living in Rumusi community and the strangers and the indigenous of the community, everybody should come home to continue their business of the day. So peace will come. You don't have any problem with anybody. The disease, I am speaking, I don't know him, I don't know her. So I said I condone my condolence to the family. It's happened. So everybody should come down. Or peace have to reign.
Our correspondent reports that residents of the compound where the incident happened have all deserted for fear of being arrested by the police. Would you blame them? I mean, if our system and our policemen do not function in certain ways, I think it would have helped their investigation even more. But now, you wouldn't blame people who run away from the compound owing to the fact that you know the antecedents of the police in areas where crime is perpetrated and how they handle the situation. That could be a major reason why everybody has deserted the area. Now it becomes more difficult to gather information. But the youths in Rumusi, they are another question. They withheld the corpse of the woman identified as Charity Ohaka, who was killed in the community. The youths withheld the corpse after her kids and kin from Ogbakiri in Emoha local government area caused the destruction of cars and properties over the death of the woman in Rumusi community. You ask yourself another question. Why the destruction of property? Now, the properties you're destroying, do they bring back the person that's died, or does it solve the problem? Does it help us catch whoever committed the act? Instead, you decided to cause and inflict pain on other people who may not even be aware, who are not even from that community, who just came there for business. Well, now that normalcy has returned anyways, what should be the next step to avoid any form of crisis? That's a question that we're asking this evening with regards to the situation. Rumusi. Hello, Today 95.1 FM. Good evening.
Hello, Andrew.
Yes, good evening. Name, please.
Good evening, Andrew. My name is Amusi Chima, and I'm calling you from Port Harcourt.
Okay, go ahead.
Andrew, I see no reason why the governor will not fix Nkolu, the failed part of Nkolu, East-West Road. I see no reason. These forms does not belong to you. These are the forms of the people. Fix the road. That's what they are there for. That's the essence of it. The major, the utmost priority of the government is the welfare of the people. How can you let the people to suffer? That place has become a border where you say you are serving the border and cross over. And governor is saying it. He said federal. Which federal? When we are going to come here, is the federal people? Look, river people are most affected in that failed part of Nkolu, East-West Road. Them on the East-West Road too, Apajo Aziz. Honestly, Andrew, I thought when the former governor of Rivers, the honorable minister, was in power, when he was making case on Nkolu Road, I thought by now, on East-West Road, I thought by now the honorable minister, who is the current minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, must have at least that East-West Road must have completed. So why is the honorable minister not talking again regarding East-West Road when he was the governor? he was talking. Honestly, I'm so disappointed with our political leaders. Honestly, thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, I wanted to get your thoughts on what you thought about the situation in Rumusi. Hello, good evening. Today 95.1 FM. Oh, we lost that call. 08109510951 and 08170000951 are the numbers for you to call. Remember, the WhatsApp portal is 0701 9339962. What do you make of the situation in Rumusi now that calm has been restored? The body of the woman has been handed over to the police. How do we forestall further breakdown of law and order? Let's hear what you think. Hello, Today 95.1 FM. Good evening. Your name, please, and where you're calling from?
My name is Lawson. I'm calling from Yenagua.
Welcome, Lawson. So talk to us. What you think about the situation in Rumusi yesterday?
I don't want to talk about Rumusi matter because I don't know much about it. I want to talk about the Polu portion of that eastern route. Yes, I think the River State government should try and fix that. If you look at it deep down, you understand. The road is not even the problem. It's the water that is coming out from that community. That is the problem that is affecting that have made the road the way it is. And that community is the River State community. They are Rivers people. Look at it, life is completely dead here. There's no life. How can he sit down? The governor, sometimes I don't understand him. That Aba Road portion around that airport area and all that was flooded, that he worked on. I don't know. Is that not federal road? So the way I feel that there is something more to this whole thing than what meets the eye. Because if he can, that place was very ready to, he can't even pass there. He was able to fix it. Then this little one at the follow here is busy calling, doesn't know how many federal roads there are. And you think that the federal government is aware that that place is bad and they will come urgently to do it? No. People who are suffering are rivers people. Let him consider that at least.
Thank you.
And fix that place. Thank you.
Hello, good evening. Sadly, we lost this one too. The lines are still very open. All right, with the Rumusi situation, for those who might not be up to date, the woman was said to have been killed and she was dumped. Her body was dumped in a well. And then yesterday, I think it was recovered yesterday from the well. And then there was a crisis that engulfed between Ogbakere and Rumusi youths. Properties got destroyed. And then it took the police, intervention of the police. Shooting was even involved because the police had to, shoot in the air to try to disperse the crowd and, scare people away. Especially the youths that were involved in the destruction of properties around that area. Basically, people from, I think, the Ogbakere youths, were most involved in the situation. Because from what we gathered, I said that the body of the woman was found in a well in Rumusi. It's been handed over to the police. The report that came in said that the residents have also fled the scene because of fear of being arrested. And the Royal Highness of Rumusi community, Eze John, has urged the residents to remain calm in the face of provocation by youths from Ogbakere community. Right, so because they involved in destruction of properties, and they're saying that they should try not to retaliate. Yes, that's what's happening. The youths withheld the cups of charity after a kids and kin from Ogbakere Nemoha caused the destruction of cars and some other properties. So youths of Rumusi then decided to withhold the corpse of the woman, but now it's been handed over to the police. Normalcy has been returned, but then are we sure there is peace? Two different things now. Hello, Today 95.1 FM. Yeah.
Andy,
go ahead.
Andrew, let me first of all, there was nothing like any Ogbakere people coming to or making problem yesterday. People came and went straight to the well. After an hour or so, they brought out their sister, and with that, the tears in their eyes and anger, they still managed to control themselves, took their sister peacefully to the house of the Royal Highness, named Rumusi. And it was just thereafter, rumor came that they were going back home to reinforce, coming to fight Rumusi people, which is not true. And before you know it, police in their normal way with their starting one everywhere, creating panic. People, women, we are running here, scattered on shop, we are struggling to close. And some hoodlums who stays around Lumoti Junction for Keke and Taizi start collection or thereabouts, started looting people's property in the name of pretending that they are overcredited. But the people dumped the court in the Royal NS place and they left peacefully. At least I was with the hospital people and they started till 2 a.m. in the night. I was even trying to see if I can communicate to you, but I just checked, I lost the contact I have because I didn't even want to send me your number. I was struggling to inform you on what, as I even speak today, we went back, they think they have arrested one boy from me. To that have had issues with that lender and all the rest. So as I speak, I just retire back to my house and picking my back. Yeah. So, but
okay.
Nobody even came back to bottle. Well,
all right. Thank you.
Or something that is peace.
Okay.
It's bad. Man seems humanity to man. I don't know where it's leading us to.
Thank you very much for your contribution there. Hello. Since you've lost that call there. Hello to the 95.1 FM. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
You're welcome.
Yes, I am Mr. Okuzi from Moji.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I want to just keep briefly on the road that we are talking about. That the road now is bad and the governor is not doing anything. I heard sometime when the federal government made a statement that if any governor repair any federal road, that they will not repay the governor.
Yeah. The Minister of Transport was stating that.
Yes, I did. And the Minister of Transport happened to be a Rivers man.
The Minister of Works, rather, not Transport.
Yes, the Minister of Transport is a Rivers man. And I am watching him to finish his 8 years. Even the people, even the Northerner will ask him, what did you do in your own place? He is just there because of political reasons. He's not trying to do anything. Look at the East-West Road. He was galvanizing when he was the governor. That road, now, he's not seeing it now. And that road is like that. He's commissioned the railway to Kaduna. He's commissioned the railway to this one. He's working at Kaduna Road, Airport Road. He forgot his state. What will he tell River State after 8 years? After 8 years.
I think there's a plan to do a railway from Port Harcourt to Makurdi or Maiduguri.
That is a plan, but my brother, do you know that when they want to do other ones, before you hear it, they've started it already. That's what you will hear. They've started it already. I've heard about 2 they did. Before they will say the plan is ongoing, the work is starting immediately. When they did, I don't know which airport to Kaduna, they said that it was immediately. But that's why the plan is ongoing. That is how it will continue. You mentioned something today again. I don't know. Sorry that I am just deserting somehow now about the third time something. Sorry, sir.
No, we can't go back to that. That's not what we're looking at now. We passed that long ago. Thank you very much. Hello. You're welcome.
Yeah, my name is Chris. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, and on the side of East-West Road and Polu Road, it's not today. You and I know about this road right from origin. When we attack them, sometimes when the lawyers and other people come and protest about that road, what they did, they went and brought one spoil caterpillar and dumped there just to calm situation. See, all these type of politics they are playing with people from south and south, it will not help them. That is the reason why they brought the dead Peter and the dead caterpillar and security. So people will now, the news carried it that time that the Polu Road, they have started fixing it. See, today we are trying for the Polu Road. What is happening? And our brother there, Minister of Transportation, all these things, after you started criticizing yes, so we can do this and that, what is he doing? That is something they use and deceive Mr. Jonathan, second son, he's waiting for second. After the second, they push him out. Everything, like the last one, everything concerning him.
All right.
They will tell you they are in charge.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You made your point already. Thank you very much for your contribution on the show. Let's just move on now to another issue. This one concerns some ex-Niger Delta agitators. They have protested to the office of the Presidential Amnesty Office in Port Harcourt and they are demanding for the payment of their unpaid monthly allowances. The protesters, who are mainly ex-militants involved in the ongoing training on power transformer repair, stormed the office in GRA, claiming that they are being owed about 3 months' arrears of over 200,000 naira each by the Amnesty Office. The leader of the protesters, New Year Onyinkro, in an interview, threatened to seal the head office of the Presidential Amnesty in Abuja over the delay in payment of their arrears.
We are here agitating, testing over non-payment of our arrears for a long period now. It's about 3 months. 3 months now. We are lacking funds, and the Amnesty Office will have a search plan to all this while, waiting for the Amnesty Office to do something about it. But all this while, they cannot sort out this problem. That is why we are here. Opportunity to tell Mr. President and also Charles Dokobo to pay our training allowance immediately. From now to Friday. If they did pay, at least I know very well that we are here for a peaceful protest. But the next protest, we are going to protest at Abuja Amnesty Office. Training allowance. The training allowance per a day is 3,000 naira. A month is 90,000 naira. For the past 3 months, they have not paid us. Right now, as I'm speaking, they are owing us 270,000 naira per person. Even some people is even more than that.
All right, so we heard that a day, 3,000 a month, 90,000. That's some huge amount of monies. And well, responding to the protesters, liaison officer of the Port Harcourt office of the Presidential Amnesty, Fenibo Jack, confirmed that payment has been made, but appealed to the protesters to nominate those that will visit the head office to confirm his claim.
The problem why the money has not been paid, because we had the stipends for now, we are paying stipends till date. Now, if we're going to do this one now, people will go back and give me 5 delegates plus members. We will go to Abuja. We will sit down in Abuja. They will give us their papers as well. Then we will pay.
Are you okay with that?
Because you can see that when I say we paid, I'm not mixing words. When I say the first one I came, we paid 300 something million. The next one I told you I was bringing a laptop, I came and I brought the laptops. Now, if we have discrepancies, I'm not going to do that one alone with members. I will take 5 delegates from the village.
Okay, so I think we heard both sides of the story. Could there be a reason for the delay in payment? And what if the Amnesty Office are yet to receive funds to pay the trainee ex-militants? How effective are these protests even is another question altogether that we need to ask ourselves. But then huge amount of money is being owed the ex-agitators there. Some would ask questions like how long, I think ultimately, how long are we going to continue with the amnesty payment in this manner? How long are we going to sustain it? Hello, Today 95.1 FM. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. We can hear you. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
Hello.
All right, you'd have to call us back. Thank you very much. Hello, good evening.
Andrew.
Lawson, welcome back.
Honestly, I wish they would have asked them which work they did for federal government that federal government is owing them. Really. Which work? See, if all of us, we are all from the Niger Delta, do they have more rights than us in the Niger Delta? If all of us get up and go and say, pay us, would federal government collapse? See, honestly, Yaradua, let Umaru Musa Yaradua, all due respect, you understand, a very good man. I feel this was one he did. There is one mistake. You see, when you want to, you don't reward certain group of people. You understand? You will only bring more problem to yourself. Do you know that this will no longer end? Because this the current president even tried to end it. But there was no way. They approached him. They used all kinds of means. And then the only ones in the Niger Delta, what did they do for the federal government to be asking for money? What work? How do you pray somebody? Even the Bible says, we will not walk. Let him not eat. What have they worked? They have not worked anything. Because a precedent has already been set. You're a wrong precedent as far as I'm concerned. Wrong one. And look at now. They are now holding the state to ransom. And this is how it will continue. When will it end? When will they go out as they have been trained to look for jobs and let go? Work legitimately and what you are and that's why you even enjoy your money. When you work hard and earn it, say, yes, this is what I earned. This money that they are talking about, did they earn it? me, I don't know, but it was a terrible mistake by Yaradua. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for your contribution there. Well, I thought that we're going to get some response in this direction because many have been also saying how much. Hello. Hello. All right, we lost this call too. All right, you could call us on 081700000951 and 0810951091. Those are the numbers to call to be a part of the show. Hello to the 95.1 FM. Good evening.
Hello, Andrew.
You're welcome. DK.
Greetings to you, DK. Yeah. You see, it is a rule of life that you don't start what you cannot continue. People say it is easier to give a monkey food than play the plate back. That is what is playing out. Lawson has said it in another way that in fact it has set a wrong precedent. Because it will be very, very difficult to disengage these boys without continuing to pay them. And what are they doing to merit the pay? That is a critical question. For how long will it continue? It's also another question. So it's not just enough to start something. You also have to foresee how it will end, how long you can continue. That is a burden passed over by Yadwa government to other succeeding government. Away from that, just give me a minute to comment about this Mpolu issue. Because I think some people are commenting about it in ignorance. You see, what was the reason why the community people burned down that fast food place? The reason was that it is the erection of that building that caused the flooding. There's a canal there that's supposed to take water away from it. Yet people will easily say it's a federal road portion. Yet it's River State government lack of urban planning to designate places where people should not build that cause it. And it was the local government and the state government that give approval for that place. And it has sprung up again. They are selling something there. Other buildings behind it, they are filling it up. So you are filling up a canal water supposed to pass. Where will it pass? The water is now on the road. Is it the work of the government to do town planning or urban planning for River State government? So why do they continue to blame federal government? If you go to town at Romukrushi, you also see a portion of the East-West Road that has problems because the gutter by the side there is filled up with sand. Sanitation has not been done to clear the water, so the gutter for water to pass to the nearby street. And you still turn around and blame federal government. It's federal government portion of the road. Forgetting about state government inaction that resulted in it. In fact, it annoys me each time people continue to blame federal government. When actually it is the state government inaction. Action that caused it.
Thank you very much.
So people should get it clear. Even if they repair that place now,
DK.
without channeling the water from the nearby community, it will continue to be like that.
Thank you very much, DK, for your contribution. Hello to the 95.1 FM. Good evening.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good evening.
You're welcome. Good evening.
Yeah, I know Chris, I come back. Let me ask something. About these amnesty people that are protesting, requesting for their defense. And my question is this: what are they manufacturing? Where is their office? What are they producing? Which work are they doing that they are demanding money from federal government? Did they know that the meaning of amnesty is criminal? They are criminal. They are demanding to people that are doing the genuine work. They are not paying them. People that are criminal, government are paying them. Paying them for what? Did they know the meaning of amnesty at the death of militants? You are proud telling people that you are going to Abuja to collect money. Why do they arrest them there? For what? Paying money for what? Why are they paying them? We are the good citizens of this country. Nobody is paying us 1 naira. If all of us enter road, I don't think that the federal government will. Is it because we close mouth? Every time they should pay them money for what? What are they working? What is their work? What are the federal government using them for? What are they contributing to the government? What is their work? Look at that in Road. Why can't they go there and use shovel and the office is bigger over the road? Because that road below that data was being created. They were jubilating, shouting, the whole world. The whole world was happy. In River State, it was like hallelujah.
Now the same people now coming to say, what are these people? Do they not know that time they were not doing anything? Is it now they are now realizing? If you have my way, all these people that are talking, I will kill them. Honestly. Because they are not helping matter.
Please don't go.
Is it now they know that
thank you, please don't kill anybody. Thank you very much.
They from that I don't know that these people are criminals. They are criminals. Is it now they want to call them criminals? Please tell them.
Thank you very much. Hello to the 95.1 FM. What's that called? This person here says, good evening, Andrew. Concerning the repairing of federal road by state government, I thought that Fashola said that they will no longer reimburse state governments when it undertakes that. Yes, they did. Fashola said that. So let Honorable Amechi use his power and woo Fashola to do something about East-West Road, Bolu inclusive. Then from Port Harcourt. Hello to the 95.1 FM.
Good evening, my own very brother.
Lieutenant, you're welcome.
CS Lieutenant on the line. Let me start by saying that federal government pay those that you have engaged, that you will train them and pay them. They are not saying that you should pay them because you are saying that. They are saying that federal government say, look, don't fight again, we will train you. Because after when that agreement was undertaken, there were other Naira debtors who were all there. They did not say they are going to train all of us. Those that you have chosen, either by omission or commission, that you want to train them from what they were doing. Please, we don't want their action to affect other people. Please kindly pay them and settle them. That amnesty program, from what I know, has phases. If they have started the phase 1, they have not even started the phase 2, because of the phase 3. So they should at this point now settle these boys, because they were not forced. The government was not forced.
Okay.
To do what they did.
All right.
Let them pay them for
all right, Lieutenant. Thank you very much. All right, Lieutenant's call would be the last one on the show, and we'll wrap things up here onto this edition of the platform. Tomorrow is another day where we have another edition. This one was a production of our news department, and Victor Ezama was in charge. Until tomorrow, have a lovely evening, and my name remains Ifeami Andrew. Bye-bye for now.
Football. Let's welcome you to the fun side, the sunny side, to amazing sportsmanship. Let's welcome you to a superb football competition. Introducing Today FM Under 20 Soccer Fiesta. We are looking for the best 16 teams to play off in a knockout style within 10 days till we get to our champion. Is your team under 20? Are you the best? In Port Harcourt, date 4th to 14th December 2019. Prizes are: first position 300,000 naira, second position 200,000 naira, and third position 100,000 naira. For registration details, contact Sanipe on 0806 886 1984. Again, 0806 886 1984. Or Reliance on 0806 162 8619. Again, 0806 162 8619. Or visit the premises of Today 95.1 FM at number 1 Today FM Drive off East West Road, Rumekini, Port Harcourt.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Good evening. Welcome to this edition of Bits and Pieces on your premium talker news radio, Today 95.1 FM. I am Ifeami Andrew. We begin with a report from Rivers State, which says that there was chaos in Rumasi community of Ibakwa local government area after the discovery of a lifeless body of a middle-aged woman in a well. Following the discovery, youths in the community reportedly withheld the corpse of the woman identified as Charity Ohaka, who was found days after her disappearance. The youths withheld the corpse of Charity after her relatives and friends from Ogbakri and Emoha local government caused the destruction of cars and properties over the death in Rumasi community. Our correspondents, however, reported that officers from Federal SARS, Choba Police Station and local vigilante group salvaged the situation in what could have degenerated into a major crisis. Also, normalcy has returned to Rumusi community after a possible crisis was averted. And from Kaduna State, abductors of a nursing mother plus 5 other people are reported to have been forced to reduce their ransom demand to 5 million naira as against the initially 20 million naira requested per individual. Reports said the kidnappers' decision was in sympathy for an innocent infant and his mother still in their custody in the forest. The kidnappers had 4 days ago at Danmani community of Igabi local government area of Kaduna State made the demands after gunmen attacked Ungua Dan Amnani village in Igabi local government area of the state and abducted 5 people and a nursing mother in the community while shooting sporadically to scare away residents. And one Okore Agu is reported to have been remanded in prison custody for allegedly defiling and impregnating a girl. Reports said the 42-year-old driver who works with Imo State Transport Company carried out the act after he lured the victim with 100 naira. The 11-year-old revealed that the suspect, who was arrested after it was discovered she was 6 months pregnant, started defiling her in 2017. Recounting how the father of 5, who is separated from his wife, started defiling her, the rape victim also said Ago first made an offer of 100 naira and promised to buy her a cell phone if she became his friend. And from Anambra State is a report that at least 70 people have been arrested by the police. Reports said the suspects were arrested in various locations for offences including being in possession of hard drugs and petty stealing. Police reports show that a massive raid conducted to stem the tide of crime in the state, especially during the Ember month. And in Ogun State, a 42-year-old woman is reported to have been arrested for allegedly poisoning and killing her 2-year-old granddaughter. Reports said Temitokwe Akinola carried out the act using insecticide popularly known as sniper. The suspect was arrested following a tip-off received by the police that the baby left in the suspect's care by her mother had been found dead. Police investigation shows that the child's mother had gone to the bathroom only to return and discover the lifeless body of her baby. Upon arrest and interrogation, the 42-year-old woman confessed that she had attempted to terminate the pregnancy, but her pastor had warned her against it, hence she waited for her daughter to deliver before carrying out her intention. And in Osun State, a middle-aged woman is reported to have been arrested over alleged murder of a 3-year-old son. Rukayat Abdul Rahman reportedly threw her only child into a well at their residence in Olorushoebi community of Kola Balogun. She allegedly killed the boy in revenge after her husband approached the Sharia court for dissolution of their marriage. The court reportedly gave the couple 3 months to resolve their differences, but the boy was killed 5 days to the expiration of the 90 days given. Following the discovery of the corpse of the boy in a well by a tenant who wanted to fetch water, the police arrested his parents and other tenants. Upon being interrogated, Rukayat reportedly confessed to killing her son to punish her husband. And now in Lagos, a suspected thief has been arrested for allegedly stealing from a woman. Reports said Okon Edeth used a blade to cut open a woman's bag in an attempt to steal from her. He was, however, captured by residents who handed him over to the police after the victim raised alarm. And that's it on the news on to this edition of Bits and Pieces, produced by Sasungu Stella of the News Department. Thank you for your listening, for your time, and have a lovely evening. Bye-bye for now.
Radio has never been this good. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Lion on the tribe of Judah. That olden days power, where free innocent prisoners and even free people from all kind palava still there today.
With God,
all things are possible.
Come follow witness and for the Holy Ghost Congress 2019, where then call
the Great Turnaround. Date now Monday 9, go reach Saturday 14 December 2019.
For redemption time, kilometer 46 Lagos Ibadan Expressway by 7 p.m. every day.
Now Pastor E.A. Adeboye go move the ministry with other man of God them. Come, make yourself receive healing and blessing. We go pour out in your phone.
Jesus na Baba.
You have turned my life around.
Every time go the back like dog.
Yeah.
Not even dog. Na person wey dog bite.
Yeah. They listen.
Waiting the one thing one.
Yeah. Feliz and them.
That man never tell you waiting the room. In the run from person compound. Now the owner of the compound release the dog.
Nah, like.
I tell you.
Person they sing a song. They go visit. Is it a visiting song?
Think they go sing for the man.
Why? But the old person go sing for him.
The man say no one the song. He say one yours sing for the man. The man say I don't want to hear your song. Go.
Okay.
As you know, go. Now the man tell us I will release my dog.
Okay.
As in conscience say the thing no be yoke. As in the run, now the man release.
What kind of dog?
Now in Ketana.
Is it Rottweiler?
No, Rottweiler. If Rottweiler bite you could just.
Okay, because I'm not about that dog.
Hey, but if not that local dog, I make it away.
That bite you.
Like that kind of dog, name by the man.
Okay. Know that you have dog spirit. That's why you're able
to. And chop dog now.
That's why you know what happens. That's after party.
The species of dog that bites
after party of dog, you know, because you are a doggist.
Yes.
They used to dog up and that you chop dog. You go everywhere, you chop dog.
Honey, you don't chop dog, boy, you know.
Which chop dog? No. You can't chop what you don't know.
Honey, is that the way they laugh you? They chop dog
every day. It's not dog. That's not dog.
You see, I'm saying go always punch out.
It's D-O-G, it's not dog.
D-O-E.
Yes. It's not dog.
Na D-O-E. No be dog. Na D-O-E you chop.
They don't build a hotel. I say hotel. Hostel.
For
you. That's Ignatius Ajuru.
Still at school.
They build new hostel for them.
You mean
this one man of God.
So they don't come out at education. I be college.
They never know. It is go easy to come out. You cannot come out village inside somebody. Even though you carry and come down.
But not true. Finish is a finish.
I see the way Stella they take Waka come office. Does it look like a university?
You look like COE.
See the kind of news where they bring. No, cannot bring better news. See this one where they here now. Everything full inside. They drop people inside where? Drop people inside where? One man drop him. I be one woman drop him inside where? The other people catch one gear, drop him inside. That will happen for almost yesterday. Where they come, they shoot up and down, come, they scatter people's shop and everything.
Yes.
I will not go put man for that matter. No concern us.
You not concern us, Abe.
Make you know the way they go find this, make them no shoot and gun. I'm my own. Because, like, if they where they gather this news now of this woman now, assassin can't shoot now.
Yes.
Or those boys or back boys will can't shoot. In Congo, collect bullet when you be own.
Bonnie, you know, still I don't make them.
Yeah.
Last time when they go collect report now, the boss today even Erox, the rest cut and go with the taxi which enter.
That he lost the get flat tire. That's where they give us on a trap. You understand? They know say if they no give if he no get mind to go. So they can't use that to set her up, come put and now. Or how anything happen now, or even the healers now go first off. Because
and I thank God now go drive that in go stay there how far now. What's in the happen for front?
In a community boy, don't take off, leave him. So that's it. Now just drop him, go enter. May just relax.
I didn't tell you.
Well, we'll get one small short break for 5:30 on the dot. But before we go the short break, Mok will just throw away the matter.
Only this your cloth fine. You're looking sweet.
My sister.
You look sweet.
Now since yesterday we had I never changed.
You never go house.
I don't go.
You brush your teeth this morning.
Yeah, I do everything, but I don't change the cloth.
You mean
It's my cloth, man. I rock it to the tire.
You know make this cloth come fix. Make you know make this cloth come fix. Now you don't rock them too much. If you say since yesterday you never pull them. Make no come fix continue for ampit.
If you aboki now.
You say want to go and spot the swag of this cloth. Go keep for my aboki.
What do this one they do is here? Who be that? Come grab him.
Now be that if
you carry plenty hair.
Now be that.
No hair.
No way did it.
I don't know what the people.
No be for me be that.
No.
It resembles for me from the hair.
Fumigate have lost it. In family send a letter. Say may no come back.
You not get it.
Say may no come back Christmas. This is when they go town. They never contribute anything for their family. So may no bother coming Christmas.
May you stay in.
Anywhere we did, you should celebrate Christmas and and New Year that side.
Maybe even they call them for phone, tell them Happy New Year.
They know say
Merry Christmas.
They say they don't even want to hear from him. They need to make up. If they see her for their village junction, say they go say village boys. Die that they will baba. And go baba.
Thing go turn to do.
And imagine you have to make a come by Moro. What an ugly human being. Very ugly. Even
you know, say first resemble laugh.
If they keep 1 5 recharge card.
Keep one. I'll take the 1 5.
You collect the card, man. Use and make up or do data. You go use and do data, then come snap yourself. Post.
Femi K. No, you know, say because you just understand, just imagination Femi K with that. Moro.
Ha. No think that. Even Two-Face because of a change hairstyle. Begin keep afro. I will not bab this record.
Only if Two-Face keep afro, leave him. You know, say no get it.
Bob Marley.
Two-Face no get it. You don't get from here.
No, cause no.
Now from middle where the afro go start.
If Wale Soyinka can keep afro, Two-Face can. You know, they say for Wale Soyinka afro, the hair stand 1-1. Separate. Then they invest with each other.
Is it natural, Dada?
They invest with each other. Sometimes Wale go look mirror.
Now the grandma when don't speak.
He go look mirror, he go ask the hair, can you come together? He says, no, we cannot. Who meet? There is not together.
You know say don't they think too much. All the grandma when they speak. Now you don't affect the hair.
One of my uncle and I say he and I sit down for business class. That's the master that next to say now in Wale, they explain the take of Wale wrote out one big book. Big book like this, they go US. As the man looked at the big book, they say in Tapa, say, Wale, rest, Kwano. Rest, Kwano. And you want to begin read again. Rest.
See your condition.
He said, no, this is what the world knows me for. He said, Wale, the world don't know you again. Rest, the world know they here. Now he said, this. Rest small.
It is well, oh.
Rest small. I said, these people, they're not going to keep us. Meanwhile, they see President... and these people, state and federal government, they can not call president. Then they get to just issue. They are quarreling.
What's in the Nura? What's in Nura?
You know, say, it's a control this.
Get a CVO.
People just get problems.
They fix anyhow.
So that kind of thing. So states now and federal don't come, they get problem. They say, you know, like, it gets what they call like these states now. FCC projects we be saying a federal government supposed to do. Or make we take example now, like the way Polu Road they now. State government fit decide to apply to federal government, then do the road. Then after federal government will give them back
the money.
But I think they will take whole this our own now say now this problem now we won't discuss today. So all the people we don't collect money do project. Now federal government no one pay them back the money after they don't agree say we go give you back.
Yes.
So and if you can check when I see the matter, I can't realize say this period over there too. In a period where people will form every kind of trick and story. Come borrow money for your hand before you know you don't enter 2020. You go see the money.
But they come they dodge you.
You don't go see
like
your call. You know it's all those things. So I can't check and say why federal government will come they behave like individual compound people come borrow money from person.
But now the individual will come from the government now. So that spirit they follow them.
Okay, like in here now they say accept responsibility. You've not paid us 78 billion. Akwa Ibom tells federal government.
Can you imagine that?
The other one say you cannot determine status of roads from Abuja commissioner and the head federal government. This was a payments are made after verification. Federal government called the third and say then they pay after they don't verify the project. So the thing now can they cause issue. But the news will shock me. They say now states lock horns with federal government.
That means
over
serious something.
Road project reform. They lock horns. So imagine where states carry their horn come now.
Yes.
The federal government carry their horn.
Yes.
Come. Two of them come put the horn together.
Yes.
Call lock up.
Like I think now Buffalo they fight that thing now. No be Buffalo they fight that thing. No, but they join their horn together and it's now.
That your boyfriend and no be Buffalo.
Now Buff.
He don't lose the follow. No, they bring
it's
light.
Not a follow. Yes. Na follow crowd.
But how you can't even take a friend that
I don't know. I meet them for where they share buffet now.
Buffet. Now you go. Now you come from there. Join with them. Tough like on the buffet.
Yes, but now we don't turn beef.
I finished.
Yes, think is a complimentary. But honey,
any person do this is no better for.
Thank you.
No better for.
Honey, but why? It's in a state, Abby. Federal government.
No, my country.
Honey, nobody.
I don't smoke on here.
Honey, but nobody asked this question.
Why?
You know this slogan where they say federal government they you know say if person they owe person on a person money and the person don't worry, he go say waiting. After all, federal government
the owner, yes.
So why didn't they surprise? Say federal government.
Am I the first person owe you? So what we want to talk about today? You know, people go call us.
Yes.
If you want put mouth on top of the matter, yes,
you
put mouth. But then you go share your own how person which story person don't tell you take trick you. Collect money for your why they raise your hand? Do you have money? Talk less or they want to borrow person.
I get.
The only thing they feel is trick you. Now to tell you say in mama die or in papa die.
Honey, you see the way I leave my hand up.
Wait till they come. I'm coming. Let me finish what I want to talk. So if we dey make a half story, how much more you? I know you have a lot. So what the person not use trick you?
You just remember something where
trick you. Collect money from your hand. Then when time reach where you don't agree to pay you back. One person say to borrow money is human. To collect it back is divine. Then for the person to pick your card is supernatural. Well, so that's the person they owe you pick your call.
Make you not see who they call for you pick the call. Only favor.
So which story where person don't use trick you, but people don't they rush the call. We'll never do this. So
see the one where happen here.
That's how these people cost time.
I don't know what's in there. What after that film?
No be the film that they watch. No get TV for.
You know mind them. They don't get this kind of TV now. Honestly, now a person will borrow money from me. Don't they go like 3 years now? I tell you, the person borrow that money. I use church mind. Do the person. You know say after sometimes me I can't the reason whether na me dash him. I mean na me borrow him the money or na him borrow me.
Borrow you.
Yes. Because when I call the person, now he go to ask me yes. Can I help you? I can't say wait now me go ask you whether can I help you whether the money don't set. Honey, at a point this person know they pick my call again. You know what I can't do? Now I call her one day. I call her no repeat. Now I say I'm taking. I say you know what? I'm late to tell you that I'm sowing this money as a seed into your life. And you come and say God go bless you.
Oh God.
After 2 years,
Sister,
go to 3 years.
The Lord that led you to do this.
No, it's not my mind. Since that day, if I see that person, I need to talk to them again. We don't turn enemies because now good I do. It can't turn to bad.
No, the one way happened to me now, where I've been lived before as a bachelor. You understand? That one the landlord, you know, he comes early morning and you know say when you put a man tie rapper come beg you money.
And the rapper for one side.
Just know say something
he don't
is wrong.
The
man tie rapper early morning knock for my door. And as they call, they sing that time where this song they rain. Open the floodgates
Sonny Baruna
in abundance and pour out your rain. Now so the man they whistle the song they come and say landlord don't born again. What did they happen? The man carry church man. He say my son, now my church man that used come here. Help me with 100,000. They beg you, like, get pride. Say, help me.
As landlord now, you know, go fear.
He say, help me with 100,000. Now I say, okay, landlord, what happened? He say, if you begin to tell me the story, say, two of us, we end up not finishing the story today. So make I just take their request. I can't check. I can't ask, okay. Say, sir, I no get 100.
Money now.
What I get? 50. It's okay. Say make I bring the 50. I can't give the man.
I go say I'm as privileged to help your landlord.
Say make I no say once. You can't mention 2-3 people where they owe him. Say once they give and the money,
go pay you back.
Give me back. Agree. My sister. I'm just what you know. 2 months. 3 months. 4 months. I can't do in between. If I ask this man now, if he first,
go come to
for the house.
Ingo tell you when your rent expire.
No, finally, so I take the money. So I can't. Look. Oh, 4th month ending, I can't use. Make I say all die, I die. I can't ask her for the money. He said, my son, go balance account for March when your rent expire. I said, what? He said, my son, we'll balance it there. We'll just leave him for that side. Look, I know. Man, no, we'll just leave him for there. We'll go balance it there.
You don't mean it.
I said, hi. And that in a one room. The one room at 30,000. So as the year end, collect 30,000, it remain 20. So I can't wait for another year again to collect the remaining 20. The man can't force me, I can't live there 2 extra years why no plan. So I was conditioned to become a tenant for 2 years in order to balance my money. So what I can't do that 10,000 we do on top.
You gonna see the squeeze face?
Yes, now because in the sense they live free for your house. Meanwhile, I don't pay them since. What I can't do that 10,000 we do on top. We are supposed to use balance and 30 now for that second year. Myself, Kukuma, I relax. One time, look, we see me one morning. Say, hey, yeah, it's not balanced now. I say, what's not balanced? Balance it. Go and buy balance and balance it. When you do me, you don't know. Now, one do you say it's not balanced? 4 months now, I go there.
I didn't tell you.
Before the man knows what happen. That's borrowing, a very bad thing.
See, honey, you see one thing, the person come meet you say, make you keep and listen. Just take it.
Not even now. Check. If now what you go give the person,
yes,
give her, forget it. So if you not be like that, just leave her. Okay, Mo could take one or two calls before we enter inside the brief and short announcement. 0817-0000-951 and 0810-9510-951. So what's be your own experience, or what's in which story people don't use, or which story if you say beggars, borrowers, they always use
carry come now.
When we say they carry come now, the trick where they won't use that for now Christmas today. So hello, good evening.
Hello.
Ali Pepempe.
Yeah. This afternoon.
Evening, my sister. Welcome. Anyone where you there, no problem.
Oh, what are you interrogating me now? Am I not? What are you interrogating me? I am a greeting.
Okay, welcome.
Greet way. Welcome.
Are you there?
No,
I'm not there.
No.
Are you coming work?
No.
Are you not coming work?
I'm not there around.
Not there.
It wasn't.
This country, I want to
shadow, I ain't talk here.
It wasn't there around.
Now in shadow, I ain't talk.
Now my shadow, they talk now.
What in tattoo?
We'll soon lose you now.
Leave from now.
Network will cut you. We'll lose you now very soon.
Are you networking?
Okay.
You can never networking me because that is huge, man.
What thing she talk?
Oh.
You know they hear the English.
Person did the full line.
Couldn't you understand it?
Person did the full line.
Now mind me.
Your time done the finish. Your time done the finish.
What you talking?
Okay. Bye. Thank you.
Oluchi, make
you know what I even wait for? I for shock like Oluchi tell me say person come borrow money for your hand.
Oluchi no go fuck if you.
The person self no get conscience. Hey, go look Oluchi.
Oluchi go borrow
like that. Like go borrow money from Ekiti hand.
No.
He won't kill. It's not better he kill the person.
Yes.
Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, evening, my brother. But increase the volume of your throat. Moko hear you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Good evening. Based on what people they say.
What will be your name? And where you come from? Robinson. You are a robber. No wonder. But continue.
Based on what people they send here, my brother man, since the world don't change. Could you imagine that October 2016, a friend of mine met me that I should borrow him 20,000 naira. He wants to go and do burial.
He wants to go and do burial?
Burial now.
Okay.
Yes, he wants to go and do burial. Papa even said.
Okay.
So I'm saying that I don't have, after that money, I don't have 20,000. I can give you 100,000 that morning time. 10,000 at that morning time. He said that, okay, when you come back the burial, maybe 2 or 3 months that we give me the money. My brother man, to be your mind, I say, from that October 2016 to this month, ended there now. I don't even spend more than 50,000 for credit. They don't know that. I can't go to now. Never give me the money. So, for you to go, matter of borrowing is different from matter of paying.
Okay. Matter of borrowing is different from hand of paying.
I tell you.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
I I thought I don't even go say they stop him.
Chai, you go say they stop him. Yeah. Okay. All right, so but we don't hear. Okay, Moko say okay, but we'll just take one more before we go the short break. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome. What's your name and where they call us from?
Aisha Natebu, the talk from Choba.
All right, Aisha Natebu, welcome. Quick.
You see, that's the way we talk now. The simple truth. It's no good make person they borrow person money. If the person just contains they borrow, now 2 naira, so you will give, okay, give and leave her. Make him carry. Because if you give her money based on borrow, you know good take good mind where you pay you and the money they pay you.
Chai.
So you go to do another thing that you just give and forget and be the solution.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So is it that you people are not trying to say now that there is no good or faithful borrower from a borrowee or something?
It is scarce.
But people they will.
Now we can say it is scarcity.
But the federal government have not.
They own. Now they use federal government now I exemplify. They say after all, federal government they owe.
Nigeria is owing.
Yeah, they owe now.
Okay. All right. But Mokona no go anywhere. I'm not gonna sit down for there. Moko just take one small market. When we also come back from the market, we'll continue from how we stop. The show is still waiting.
They happen.
So Moko no go anywhere. All right, bang, boss, good evening, countrywoman, make you sit down, put it for there, make you carry this bonga information when I want to knock you this evening, and make sure me say you attended this program, because if you no go, now environmental sanitation for your head. Okay, a Blaze for Christ World Apostolic Network, a Blaze for Christ World Apostolic Network, Interdenominational Ministers Network presents a 6 days national revival fire prayer conference. Team the unspeakable, ministering Reverend Edward Enita Porakot, Dr. Alfred Itiowe Por Enugu, Dr. Marius Alugbe Porakot, Pastor Joshua Ekana Porakot, and the host pastor na Apostle Ayebakoro I sent lead pastor Akwan, and this one it happened on from the 1st to 6th of December 2019. Dates now 1st to 6th December 2019. Morning session 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Evening session 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Venue now Soldiers of Christ Revival Mission Incorporated International Headquarters, number 26 Mission Road, Mboshimini, Rumolumini, Port Harcourt. Accommodation and feeding na free of charge. And for inquiry, make you call them if you want to be part of this one. 080 32 93 43 83. If that one no go, make you no shake at all. Make you call this next one. 080 38 89 78 38. Remember, saying a Blaze for Christ World Apostolic Network and a 6 day national revival fire prayer conference team. The unspeakable host pastor Apostle Ayebakoro I sent lead pastor Akwen. Jesus is Lord.
Na massive something.
You don't know say this this church things there sometimes. Like that, this poster, people plenty. People will go minister. There are many like this. So I can't even ask the man of God, say, how they plenty like this now? He said, I say even get people where they never put their face. Hey, we are going to see on that day.
You know, say, hey, this pastor work be like comedy work. When we say you go do bill, put on the comedians. Some go there for backstage, they go say, I think you know coming. Don't worry, my show, they come and go to you.
You know that this guy to say, if you don't like this person, you must like this person. You must like one person there. So the man just took my carry one full calendar, just put everybody.
No, miss one calendar.
It's calendar of men of
So
God.
I'm go there for backstage, man of God. I there for backstage show. I there backstage.
When are they come up now? He says, we are still checking no time, no day, time, no day.
You can you preach for 3 minutes?
Okay, just 3 minutes. Just say a word. A word. Declare a word. Just declare.
It is well.
Just declare a word. Some pastors go hungry.
Say I will declare a word.
So, just 1 minute.
As you give
once
the
they
mic,
come outside like this, see the crowd. They say, they die here today. The Lord said.
I don't say the person will come stand for their back. Say, like they go preach to the person. He go confess them. They preach for them. They give them word of knowledge. I have a word for you. Random.
Ozole. He go come do your hand like this. Ozole. He say, as I was saying. You know, be better pen. Men of God, they carry crowd.
Waiting up, no, waiting with a
men of God, you cannot even respect them.
See, bro, waiting that rule now. See, you don't chat a lot. See, you don't chat a lot.
You see, men of God to
why you take his bad character? You go put something with the
you just want this thing. One poster when I see, he said, Judas, get out, let me pass. Now, chat program. Judas, get out, let me pass. I say, Judas, why? Yeah, Judas. Judas don't they go church? Say, Judas, get out, let me pass. I say, I look the poster, look the man of God, look. I say, what's happening?
This one with me.
Judas, get out. Let me pass.
Where Judas stand?
I don't know. What's it concern Judas? Oh. I mean, Judas na road safety.
On you. You don't say that for Judas. Judas is carry on now. This road safety list. All these checkpoint people they stand now.
Okay.
You know that.
Okay.
If Judas is carry on, no go do Jesus that and collect that money. You want to see police.
Okay, betrayal no day.
Betrayal no go there now.
Now you say you are that man of God. Now they now. Now you can explain the.
But in be that now.
Are you a very man of God? I'm not going to phone line.
This way, lo.
Let me play. Take small song.
Take song, I mean. Judas.
Let me pass.
Why you not snap that thing now? For snap.
I don't want to make a. No, say this man of God.
Judas, get out. Which kind pro? But in case of only but joke party, in case of kind program you could see.
See, but not try. If you reach the crowd, they go full. Now those kind of people they like.
But not
that one you want to talk. If you go that program now.
No, I was talking about the name. Some people they sit down. Say the Holy Spirit tell them go.
But you did there when they tell them.
I don't tell them.
Are you the Holy Spirit?
No, not be Holy Spirit.
Are you Holy Spirit sister?
I not be the PA.
So no.
You just get a little.
No. In fact, they make let me pick up. Hello.
Pastor.
Member, Anna.
This way, lo.
Afana.
Ade.
Would them go?
Hey, good evening.
This one your voice dey like this. You chop frog?
I chop frog, oh.
How many you chop? You go China?
Yeah, I go China.
Chop dog we don't expire.
I chop expired dog.
Jace. No wonder no see you yesterday.
Jace.
You know say this thing. A cut up and dog and oram. Not be the same thing.
Their color na the two different color.
Now the color again na the taste.
Na the taste and color.
Everything now. It tastes color.
I no Poronko they call.
My man.
Poronko.
He called me to yesterday. Poronko through.
He's strong way.
Yes. In head like this.
I miss yesterday.
If you say the way no, leave. Just forget this
you
one.
Mean
they call. Okay, just go ahead.
Just Poronko they go.
They wait for you make you drop the account details online, no, so that we will follow up from there.
No problem.
Online.
This line now. Continue, my brother. Why you people don't take trick you? I know say be big man now.
You're a big man now.
Get one of my friends who come meet me down, they cry, say, why get Berlin one born in there for theater now? Say nothing in good. Say money where they in pocket, he don't buy blood, he don't buy this, he don't buy that.
You don't buy blood.
Say nothing they again, make a happen.
They don't buy blood.
Come out, I think use my man.
Okay.
I don't know, say, why no even get Berlin, not to talk.
Yes.
Na level you get.
Say.
My man, we just will pay me this money. Now he say in the next 1 month, say once he come bring out a wife, they stabilize. Say go give me this money. Say you get person where they owe him. Say they depend on to give him money. I open, I give him money. Time when me and him agree don't pass. Me when the woman, I can't even pity and say if I call now for this situation where they now, the house will look like. I don't give him, but me go anywhere they delay. I dey call him. I need money. One day, say, but how far? The thing when me and you talk, we never settle. It's okay, my way. Say go do something. I start of 30,000. I send me 5,000.
Aye.
I don't boy.
Even try safe.
Say situation is critical. One day now I come mistakenly go see mama. So I go home, go see mama. When they ask him, mama say, child, your picking where your wife born. Say, how far how then the money? He say waiting.
Grandma no know about grand picking.
He say whether I come to Moka or I come to.
Hey.
I've been mistake you for another person. One early morning, that's why I get up, go this boy. I don't know a house for my reach, but at least I'm today I go see a house, for house. And now I know, okay, when I reach, day, my wife, 9 days. Now I say, where your husband? He say, where the new picking now, where you say? He say, who born?
He say, who born?
Oh my God.
Oh, yes. Nigerians will kill you.
If the husband go to TikTok, then they come now, it's okay. Make food for me, make a chop, and they wait for
you. You chop your money?
Because the young is far. Make you
chop your money.
I hold food for hand, they chop. The husband come here. Since see me, the guy really won't pay.
Say.
You and wife know about this deal.
Yeah, I can understand.
I finish now. Tell me, say, come, say, want see me outside. Instead of me bring beer for me, I say no.
Better give me beer, Pepe. So better come you.
Just come down
to appeal the gods. Okay.
I don't know what I come for. Say why you can't do like this? For me to
say, all right. So no wahala.
Thank you, my brother.
That's very sweet.
Say very sweet.
That's very sweet. Well.
Okay.
0817 00951 or 0810 951 for WhatsApp 07019339962. So send your WhatsApp and we'll read them out too. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Pastor talking down.
Welcome. Good evening.
How you doing? We don't know.
We fine now.
We fine. Good evening.
Yeah, na Tara guy they call.
Alright, Tara guy.
Yeah, sound I do.
Now he cooked. Well, we fine.
Paper 96.
I go start the work we cook.
You be chairman there now. You get boys where they work for you now.
For which I be now. What you?
Is
We fine, chairman. We fine, chairman. Chairman in the draft.
Not be small issue, though.
Okay.
Anybody will give money now. Your name now, sorry, we borrow money.
I tell you.
Why you talk so?
Just call the person, tell and say I dash you. Than to say borrow, because if you make her talk, my wife, when my wife they do, I can take my wife in. My wife borrow, the woman come meet me. Because my wife no didn't give her. So she come meet me, beg me. Say no, my wife borrow. Pastor Cousin, my wife borrowed that woman 60,000. I think borrow that woman 60,000. You know how the woman come to give the money? She first say her husband leave her with the children, nothing there. She start to talk different kinds of story. If she won't pay, she will give my wife 2,000, 1,000.
For 60,000?
I tell you.
At the time, 60,000.
No, wickedness now. I got to pay 1,000.
No interest, so you understand? No interest. If you want to bring the money, you bring 2,000. Sometimes 1,000. Now, today, my wife leave almost 45,000 for her.
Can you imagine that?
Shame.
So my dear Pastor talking wrong. Anybody will borrow money, just dash out.
No, I know they borrow. I know the spirit of borrowing. But thank you. Don't hear you.
Just swam and sip.
But that woman,
the woman no
pay back no
but
good.
But you get some people where we say they get that character, they will get the money.
But to give no good, yes,
no good.
That one's no good. Just like federal government now,
Yes.
like they get the money, but they don't want to pay states. Yes. No good like that. And then, oh God, I don't know what to do now. Who go hold? Hello, good evening. Madam Goka.
Good evening, sir.
Evening.
My woman.
Hey, Madam Kokana, good evening, man.
My woman,
I love you.
I love you too.
Not be part of ranking.
She know the song now.
Madam Goka,
sing that song.
Sing the song. Sing that song with my woman.
My woman. My everything.
This woman not be a better woman. I think she's a better woman.
No, Mama with resource now.
I think this one of them. Yeah, what's up, woman?
What's up now?
Why?
This topic where you bring, not be small matter.
I tell you.
I don't struggle say I must put my mouth over.
Because plenty things that happen to you, wait.
I don't see 99.
Who is 100?
It remain 100.
Only the one for 100.
Hey, Chai.
Now some good though.
Okay. Some like us good.
Just now, like me and my husband now.
That one went there and then they go to Senegal before. She in fact give a small thing. If they want me make I send my account. Now me never send account to them.
Okay.
But you get some where now sorry but now them be sorry. Because he said they never get face to come back again. You know? Because anyhow what they do, because most borrowers are liars.
Sure.
Not be all of them.
That word the motivational speaker. Most borrowers are liars.
Yes. Because see like that brother
Ananias and Stephen.
Just now Sepharis now.
Okay.
The friend say wife want pikin. The brother don't go say wife. Wife said who want pikin.
Chai. Maybe thy husband born.
I not be the wife.
The wife no.
She no say don't born.
Yes, now he can born.
Me I go advise anybody because you see we can always care for one another.
Oh yes.
We get to help one another. But if you think so because I help you now because you be king, you be King Solomon, so you wise. Now lie you. So that's the way they give in hand, they off. That's the way they collect in hand.
Panico.
So if you borrow, make you try pay back because the person need the money. Thank you.
God bless thank you very much, madam. Thank you. Make you know if person they talk, make you know they shout this nonsense.
What's in happen now?
Where you shout. The woman talks and say
he
can't they shout like say you know what in talk. So
that's
where they give hand they up. That's where they collect hand they for that.
Panico.
Panico don't give anybody anything.
You mean say not true. You the concurrence with waiting in the tongue now.
You sabi lie.
But in a room now.
Go just say you go form one something shot make it come be like say.
I will tell you what in the happen for them. Panico means not true.
He be native daughter for your former life. Hello.
Hello, Pastor.
My love, how now?
Hi, good evening.
Evening.
Yes,
good evening.
Good evening.
Oh, yes.
I give you the call all the way from Creek Road.
Nkiru.
Yes, so.
Why this one way careful for your Nkiru Creek Road? You get leg.
You better say Ketam.
Because Creek Road is a happening place now.
Abi, correct girl.
Oh, yes.
How are they now?
We're fine.
All right. See this matter where they discuss, Don't be small. Me, I know they get luck. Anybody want borrow money, give nobody they give me back.
Yes. Say no, they get luck.
Oh
God.
They don't make me say, I don't take anybody again.
Hey.
One way come borrow money from my hand. This man, I want to go meet her for, so give me my money. You tell me say, I pikin they sick. My husband they sick. This happen.
That happen.
Not be supporting. As I waka for my money, so say and I me leave now. I know you go ask for the money. The message is say she was impossible. Me I not because that's you for that.
Sure. Okay. All right. Okay.
And network, they worry. That cricket
network, don't finish them.
Cricket network. Na cricket, they fool you.
Good evening.
Hello.
Ekiti.
Bishop, good evening, Pastor Discipline.
Ekiti.
Mommy.
Papa.
Mommy.
Papa.
Ekiti.
Bishop.
You don't they go back. This is why they hear motor.
What happened now? I'm on my way now.
I'm on my way.
Ekiti say enter AC motor. Say enter AC motor from Bini, reach Port Harcourt. I can't say from Ekiti, reach Bini. What you call enter? You just land for Bini, call enter AC motor. That's they describe the way you come back. I can't shock. Say he say enter motor from Bini, come Port Harcourt. Meanwhile, Ekiti, you travel go. So from Ekiti to Bini,
how you take move?
But talk more here.
This way with you.
I'm tired of Ekiti.
Open my leg now.
I'm sorry. Open with your leg. I touch your leg. I better go close your leg by yourself.
Bishop.
It
remain like 6 days now.
6 days.
For people to lie down for me.
Yes.
In
that they married on Saturday. In that they married on Saturday. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations tonight. We announced this thing on Friday. Yeah.
God bless your daughter in husbandry.
Thank you very much. Everybody, we they pray for good things. Where they follow, where the good thing must follow them.
Amen.
We cannot say small town now. We go do dedication for the media by the grace of God.
It's just me and you shout them.
Oh God. Ekiti, bye.
This man don't finish work.
Bye.
I don't.
This man don't. Each guy can do dedication for
that na child education. What you want this kid? This Ekiti, yes. That's sometimes I wonder how.
What did they do this man?
This is in-law them now. How they want
to survive when they sit down.
Yeah, that's right.
He go suffer them.
You know, I say that time they call like that for them.
They call like that for them.
Hello, good evening.
Pastor Kuleku.
Mr. Listen.
Pastor Kuleku.
Mr. Egege.
I don't get the tell you from remote.
Does he welcome?
Make I tell you my own natural life story. In fact, make I call the person name.
No call them.
No call the person name.
Leave name.
In the self for Rumokoro market, in the self hour.
You say we go borrow people money. What did you expect before?
Borrow. Almost 300k.
Jesus. No call
in name.
No call anybody name here.
Okay, now make I talk the story. I pray make the yard this thing.
In the first step I will finish. You know, okay time.
Borrow 300k. 300k. Time for us to wait. Make I come collect the money. That time come. As I go the yard, the send on pack.
Jesus.
Nobody greater me here in day. They send the old landlord. The landlord will come out to roof, come out to door. Time pack. But you know I got to come carry punish him. And doctor come to sleep for the passage for the house now. One boy for the yard, they can't give the girl belly because they don't get any yard to sleep. So the day when come now to come arrest the boy. People when they plenty people they can't hold on that day.
Oh, they've come and arrest them.
They can't hold on now. And they hold on. People they do not give for that place, they monitor that place. And they hold on now. Me self they just hold on. In the game shot, people come gather now. So the below side, people will start and come gather. They make them leave. As they say make them leave and they get attacked, so everything happen. Now the person waiting for him back, so the line make person stand for him back. So as the person come up for him back, he take off for all. I for like calling name, it may be
Judas, get out, let me pass.
Let me pass.
Why will I go block him back?
Oh, I mean Judas, so.
This man punished me more than 6 months. And brother, I come begin pay the money. If they give me 5,000 today,
before I go get again another 2 months.
Say for 300,000.
I tell you,
Just,
more than 1 year, they not pay the money to me.
Oh, sorry. Just leave them here. Okay. All right, we're going to take another time. Don't really go. Okay. No WhatsApp. 0817-00951 or 0810-9510-951. Just call us. Share your own experience.
Someone leave this message.
Hello. Good evening. Time don't go now. 7 minutes. Hello.
Time don't go.